Back here at Cecil Dole Memorial Stadium, and it's a good guess by me as they were definitely playing the national anthem while we were up here. We caught tail end of it. But again, a very fast-paced one, Mr. Iles. You said it. They got out of there quick. But again, I am now sandwiched in between two players in this rivalry. Derrick to my left, Mr. Iles to my right. Guys, Mr. Iles, you said you played in the way back. So you got the first trophy.
I played in the very first one.
Back in 1962, you took home the trophy in that one. Derrick on the show Tuesday night, I asked him immediately, when the last time Leesville had lost this matchup, and he knew immediately. He said, "Oh, it's my junior year." and right then. So rivalry games, we know what they are, but you could it adds a little bit more juice. Like, obviously, district foes, DeRidder played in a district game last week against a Eunice team that, pretty much gave them all they wanted, but it means a little bit more when there's some hardware on the line.
Pretty much. But I think the Eunice game showed that DeRidder really has some true resiliency, because that game came out to be a 0-0 halftime, and then the score ended 12-13 with Eunice.
Oh, yeah, I actually watched the film of it last night, and we'll talk about it when they're on offense. They left a lot out there. There were probably 20 more points that DeRidder left out on the board. They fumbled on the goal line. They had a couple of drops on some screens that were perfectly executed. And as for Leesville, I told you before we went on air, I watched the Iowa game. They lose last week. They're 1-5. So desperate doesn't even describe the word that Leesville is right now, because, again, they want to make the playoffs for the 10th straight season. They're on the outside looking in right now in Division II Select at 27. They take 24. This is a team that went to the semifinals last year. They've been to the playoffs 9 years in a row. So they're really wanting to come in here and set the tone as we've got the coin toss, and it looks like the Dragons will receive the football first. So we'll be able to talk about that offense here momentarily. But, look, like we said, I watched that Leesville game, and they went up and down the field on the opening drive like it was nothing. It was just boom, boom, boom. They hit a big play, and then they got the turnover on defense, and then it just didn't happen for them the rest of the game. So they dropped to 1-5, 0-1 in district. And like we said on Tuesday, they're going to have to pretty much win out to get in. As for DeRidder, Mr. Iles, y'all taken a couple of long playoff drives the last couple of years. I know I took one a couple of years ago, and it was fun. But even Derrick said it. He's thankful for 2 home games in a row. And I know if you've been doing this a little bit, you'd like staying here as well.
Well, yeah, there's no place like home. We've been to, Lakeshore, and we've been to North Dakota. And where else have we been? We've been to St. Martinville.
You said I took the Lakeshore trip myself.
Well, no, I've been there too. I went one year before you did that.
And then I had to go the next night and do the St. Martinville game, and Leesville lost that one.
Yeah,
and then we went to North Dakota.
You're young, Sean.
Oh, you say that, but I don't know. It gets worse by the day. Leesville going to kick off. The Dragons, who last week were in the all-black. I like these just a little bit easier on the eyes. I can see the numerals, blue tops, blue pants, white numerals, white helmets with that Duke D on the side. Leesville in the white jerseys with the gold numerals, black trim, black pants. It'll be said more to kick off. And we are moments away.
Friday Night Light.
The 104th meeting all time. And we are underway. This one will be fielded at the 15. And some nifty moves there by Jaden Merriweather. We'll get him up across the 30. It's like about the 32-yard line.
I tell you, Sean, DeRidder has done a really good job this year on returns. And a lot of times when Zeke is back there, he's kind of dangerous, but he scares Derrick and I every now and then, too.
Well, we've seen, when I was doing the game with you guys in week 1, they took one to the house, on kickoff. So actually it'll be a little bit better spot here for the Dragons and quarterback Michael Parmley. They'll start from their own 35, going from right to left on your radio dial. Opening drive of the football game here for the Dragons. Look like some early movement there. They're going to hand this off to Jaden Cooper for about a yard. Cooper, the sophomore, he's started to factor in a lot. Obviously, we'll talk about it as the night progresses, but Connor Rushford, again, was going to be the guy, and he came up with an ankle injury on the first series of offense in week 1 and hasn't really been the same since. Finally got him back, but they've leaned on the sophomore Cooper along with another Cooper, and then they've pulled some linemen in there to carry the ball. So they're starting to get him back healthy, and on that first down carry it was Jaden for about a yard. Parmley goes back down to Cooper. He's got a nice gain up near the first down marker. He'll be tripped up. We'll see the spot, but he's pretty close. Looks like the near side judge is marking him. Knows the football's at the 45. That's what he needed. They'll move the chain. So a couple of good carries for the sophomore, J.D. Cooper, and the Dragons pick up a first down here on the opening drive. Another thing I've noticed, and y'all have done these games more than me, but I'll go back and watch. There are a lot of 3-and-outs on offense for DeRidder. They got to be able to sustain a drive tonight because we know how fast Leesville can strike.
Yeah. Well, and Sean, it's like Derrick and I talk about. We run the same offensive play every time, up to middle, up to middle, up to middle, and then all of a sudden it breaks.
Cooper behind Parmley. They'll hand it off to him again, and he's going to spin forward up across midfield into Wampus Cat territory at the 49. And they've got Mason Havens in that H-back position.
I'm loving this pistol look that DeRidder's showing because it's something different that we have never really seen from DeRidder.
Yeah, they looked at, they started out throwing it a little bit more than they normally did ever, really, the first couple of weeks. And then some guys went down. So they had to kind of go back to what they do best, and that's run the football, just running it out of a different look. 2 receivers split out to the near side. 5-yard gain there. Now we'll look to throw. They'll run a little wheel route. They are looking for Merriweather, and an over-the-shoulder catch unable to be made. I think Jalen Tucker might have got a hand in there to affect that catch, but it'll be 3rd and 5. Again, trying to run that combo route with the inside receiver.
And Sean, sometimes I think we would be better off if you just threw a little crossing pattern, a screen. But when Michael's got the arm, and when he throws it, sometimes it's down the field.
Yeah, and he's had some opportunities to stack some touchdowns. On 3rd and 5, they'll go back down on the ground to Cooper, and he stopped after about 3 yards, so it'll bring up a 4th and 2, already a pretty big play here in this game on the opening drive for the Dragons, just about 3 minutes into the football game here.
I think I saw Max Prep said he's gained 531 yards this year. So he stepped up really big for the Dragons.
And we said at week 1, you're going to have some guys step up. So it'll be a 4th and almost 3. Dragons got to get to the Leesville 45 there. Lining up to go for it here. All bunched in.
We run a regular play, we'll try to draw them offside.
And unfortunately, I was looking at Aaron Woods. I want to say he flinched just a tad early, and if he did, that'll back the Dragons up to make it a 4th and 8. And that may change the decision here for Coach Parmley. And you could tell he kind of flinched his shoulders, and that will. So instead of the 4th down and 3, the Dragons penalized on the early movement.
And it looks like Connor Rushford is going to be prior towards being the punter tonight. And Jaden Cooper's going to take more of the heavy load at the tailback.
And they'll get it back to Rushford. That one a little wobbly end over end, but it's going to take a DeRidder bounce, and looks like it's going to roll out right at the 20-yard line. We'll see where the referee marks it, and that's exactly where he does stop walking. So 3 minutes just about for the Dragons, and they punt after a first down and then a penalty.
And the Dragons have played pretty well penalty-free most of the year.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and that one, again, a big one because that changes exactly, what you wanted to do as far as decision-wise. Now the Wampus Cats take over. It'll be Trell Broom. He sends Mike Davis in motion, gives him the jet sweep. He's going to the far sideline looking for a block, runs into his own guy. But he'll have a nice gain. He'll get about 8 or 9 right there on first down. Actually, they're going to mark him, looks like at the 29, so a 9-yard gain for Mike Davis, Jr., who, again, I was talking pregame. He has been lighting it up, catching touchdowns left and right. He actually caught one on the first drive of the game last week for 44 yards. I did the game a couple of weeks ago against Benton where he had 3 on the first 3 drives of the game and then was going in for his 4th and got knocked out of the game. Broom in the shotgun. He'll hand this one off to Braxton. Braxton bounces it outside. He's got the first down and more. He's up across the Leesville 35. Looks like they'll stop him at the 36.
And the Dragon fans on the radio, know that the defense has played really well. A lot of times we've bent, but we just haven't broken.
Yeah, and you're going to like these. I'm going to throw some stats at you here in a second because I started to look into this. Again, Leesville going quickly. 2 receivers to the near side. It's Julius Brown in the slot and Mike Davis, Jr., closest to us, split out the widest. Braxton in the backfield. Jacob Pahinik, the H-back. They'll snap it here. Broom's looking this way. He's going to throw one up top. He's got Davis down there and an adjustment on the football and able to make the play. Pretty good coverage there by number 3, Javon Fairley. I said before the game, he's going to have his hands full tonight with Mike. But, again, he's going to go both ways for the Dragons, and a pretty good job on coverage there.
There's a yellow marker in the midfield.
So we'll see what the flag is. Again, the action coming near side.
And, Sean, we've been really lucky, too, on the pass defenses that we haven't been called pass interference.
Well, we got called for
Did we really?
Just like that.
Oh, wow.
And just like that, it'll be a defensive holding. That'll be a first down. I don't know if it was on Davis or Brown in the slot.
I'm not sure.
But it'll be a new set of downs for the Wampus Cats there trying to take the deep shot. They'll be right at their own 47. Broom gets the snap and hands to Grant Braxton, looking to bounce it outside. He's up across midfield into Dragon territory at the 49. And that's where he'll be brought down. They may actually put it at the – never mind. So he's short a couple of yards. He's back in Leesville territory at their 49. So, again, working that far sideline. Opening drive for the Wampus Cats after a Dragons punt, 7:50 and counting here in the opening quarter. We battle for the Hooper Trophy. Leesville, a 4-game win streak in this series. Broom going back to the ground. Braxton, big hole. He makes a move, and he spins out of a tackle, and then he is cleaned up. Not before. He picks up the first down. And Grant Braxton, when he scores, he gets them in bunches. There'll be a game where he'll score 3, then there's a game where they'll throw for 4, and then he'll turn around and have 4 more. But, again, having to follow what Xavier Ford did the last few years.
And before him.
Exactly. There has been a line, the Galashaws, the Fords, the Fullers, the Collins, and Broom on the keep here. He's still on his feet. He's got about 6 yards over there on the far sideline on the read option. Yeah, you mentioned it. Look, not just Xavier Ford, but we saw what kind of incredible year he had last year. But you could just go back all the way to Cecil Collins and those guys. It's been running back except for in high school, so I guess it'd be running back high school. RBHS. 2nd and 5, Broom in the shotgun. He's going to keep this one and go right behind his left guard. Makes a move, and again, another big chunk here for the Wampus Cats. First down to the 25-yard line. They are knocking on the door of the red zone here. They kind of had DeRidder's defense kind of a little bit off balance.
Well, and right now, Dragon fans, everything that the Wampus Cats are doing is working for them.
And you look down at the near side, Javon Fairley is right in the grill of Mike Davis. They'll give it to Braxton, and he's got the first down and still on his feet, and he'll finally be thrown out by Aaron Woods after he picked up the first down and some. Wampus Cats in the red zone. Pretty good opening drive here for Leesville, trying to set the tone on the road early.
And one thing about it, Sean, when you've got the ball, then the Dragons can't play.
That's exactly right. And this is one of the more meticulous drives Leesville has had with the football. They're usually pretty quick strike. 2 receivers to the near side. It's Brown and Davis. Broom keeps it, makes a move inside. It's a minimal gain, but it'll be a positive one nonetheless. He's brought down there by that first level. Looks like Jack McCain. Oh,
far side at the 10.
Yeah, far sideline. See, this is what you're here for, to spot the long flag. If I don't see the referee just launch it, that thing goes by the wayside here.
That looks like a lot of hand movement on the far side between the corner.
Yeah. I mean, you can look. Javon and Mike are pretty much at the hip. He is in his face. So unsportsmanlike conduct.
15 on white. And 7 on blue.
So we've got offsetting unsportsmanlike. So it'll be Logan Seavey, the wide receiver, and you said it, one of the corners, Camden Johnson, getting a little extracurricular here early. Yeah, this is a rivalry game. I'm sure if you were on the social medias of these high schoolers this week, they probably got on Snapchat or Instagram or something and were talking all kinds of noise here. So the offsetting penalties, Broom will keep it. He is inside the 5, and he is diving for the end zone. Touchdown, Wampus Cats. And again, Terrell Broom, a couple of nice carries there on the opening drive, and he has the Wampus Cats in the end zone. And Leesville strikes first. It's 6-0 on the Terrell Broom touchdown run.
And simply put it, Dragon fans, neither team likes each other.
No.
They don't like each other. Maybe not hate, but they don't like each other.
Said Moore on to attempt the extra point.
Snap, hold, up. And it's good.
Kick is good, so Leesville takes their opening possession and punches it into the end zone. They lead the Dragons 7-0. 5:55 left here in the opening quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to the West Central Sports Radio Network.
Barksdale Federal Credit Union cares about you and your finances. That's why we offer free tools, like free financial counseling, free access to your credit score with monitoring tools and goal settings, and a free money management tool so you can see all of your accounts in one place, even from other banks. Offering more for over 70 years at Barksdale Federal Credit Union. Barksdale Federal Credit Union, celebrating 70 years. Federally insured by NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent David Heyman is your go-to agent in Leesville for service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent David Heyman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 337-239-9999 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to underwriting requirements.
Back here out of the Leesville touchdown, we've got a kickoff return on, and a pretty good one at that. As Jaden Merriweather is going to put the Dragons on their second drive in some really good field position.
We got somebody we got a Wampus Cat lifting off the field.
Yeah, who was that, 15? I think that's Seavey.
I think so.
It always makes me feel good, Dragon fans, when I'm on here with Sean and Derrick, and I tell you something, like our returns from the punts and the kickoffs have been really good. He almost broke that for a touchdown.
Yeah, he was about a slip tackle away, and the Dragons started their own 43 in trailing 7-0 after Trailbroom's touchdown run to open the scoring. Now they'll hand it to Javon Fairley, and a good burst there will get him up to the 49 of the Dragons. Again, Javon got hurt in that Manny game, missed a couple of weeks, and then he slowly started to work back. Had a pretty good game last week, 92 yards and a touchdown for Javon. In that first game he had here against Southbow, pretty much did his best Travis Hunter impression.
Yeah, there was one that was a game he really played well, and then he got hurt.
Interception return, and then kickoff return, and an offensive touchdown. So he'll pick up half of it here, 2nd and 5. They'll go right back down to Javon, and he's stoned at midfield. He'll be dropped back there. Hayden Leviner is one of the Wampus Cats to stack him up there. So it'll be about a 3rd and 4. Dragons will have to get into Leesville territory to the 47 in opening drive. Started out pretty decent field position. Dragons got a first down and then landed to go for it on 4th and 3 and jumped offside, so that killed any thought of that. They punted. Leesville took their opening drive down and scored. 4:40 to play here in the opening quarter. Leesville leads 7-0. Merriweather comes in motion. They'll hand it to him on the jet sweep. He's going to cut it upfield and have the first down and more. And he is up near the 40. Nice little pop pass there. And a late flag comes in. I can see that one. Nice catch down there by Jacob Fahina. He caught the flag with one hand.
And that was Jalen Tucker on because he got a little pushy after Jaden Merriweather.
Yeah, again, we've already had our offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct. You get another one on the same guy, they'll be watching the rest of this one.
And Derrick, we hadn't seen that play this year.
It's never been a game like this.
And this will be just on Leesville, so DeRidder keeps their cool here, and they'll tack on 15 yards on the unsportsmanlike. That'll put them down into Wampus Cat territory. We talked on Tuesday at the Gridiron Gumbo show that, Leesville's pretty much the last 9 meetings. They've won 7 of 9, and they've scored, and they've scored in bunches. DeRidder's going to have to pull out the stops and keep their cool here. So 1st and 10, they'll go back on the ground to Fairley. Fairley's up across the 20, nearly spun out of a tackle into the end zone. He gets up, fired up, and he is got another first down for the Dragons. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 15 of the Wampus Cats. Javon was nearly out of there and into the end zone.
And Mike, we always talk about this every game that Javon, he's twitchy, but he's fast.
He doesn't need but just a little crack, and that's all he needs.
There wasn't much there, but he was able to wiggle through. They'll go right back to him here. He'll get skinny in the hole and pick up a couple this time.
And that goes back to what I told you a while ago, Sean. When you're not here and you watch them like we do, that's a basic offense. It just hit it up the middle, and then all of a sudden it opens up.
Yeah, they've had and
if it doesn't open up, then they're in trouble.
They're going to have to match the Wampus Cats score for score here, and they are knocking on the door of the end zone at the 12. 3.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Leesville leads 7-0, but the Dragons on the move.
But we very seldom ever run outside.
And I'm going to assume that 31 I don't have a 31 on this roster, but I'm going to assume that may be John. They might have moved him.
No, John Lasso is he's back at.
So he's back on the line.
Yes, sir.
They'll motion fairly out.
That's Silva.
Farmley looking to throw. He's got a man over there on the wheel route and jump ball. Was caught. Oh, and it was dropped, but the flag's going to be interference again.
Too much
draped. Yeah, draped all over Jaden Merriweather. He almost came down with that with one hand. Instead, that'll be a flag. Again, too much contact over there on that far side. I believe that may be Tucker over there.
Yes, sir. And to be honest, it was great coverage by Tucker. But the only problem is that as a defender, you should know get your hand. You got if you go have your hands up, you have to get your head around.
Got to turn around. Yeah, it just again the ball kind of thrown to where you can let your receiver make a play on it, and Merriweather tried to come back to it, and again ran through the contact, and that will move it up.
Well, Sean, they had a man that was slant. DeRidder did wide. He was open, but he went to the far side, right in the corner of the end zone.
Pretty good throw from Parmley. Now it'll be second and about 2 from the 7. They'll hand it off to Cooper, and man, he runs into a brick wall, stays on his feet, bounces outside, into the end zone, touchdown. Cooper was dead to rights, kind of ran into the back of his own lineman, spun off like a bowling ball, and kept his feet, and got into the end zone, and the Dragons answer the Leesville score with one of their own.
I can tell this game is going to be a smash mouth on the ground. It's never going to be. It's better going to be through the air.
And again, we thought as Leesville's been airing it out all season, they go on the ground the majority of their drive. Didn't complete a pass, and then DeRidder actually does complete a little pop pass, but they do most of their damage on the ground as well, and they're lining up for the extra point. As Luis Rodriguez gets it up, and it is good. Leesville scores on their opening drive. DeRidder answers on their second drive, knotted at 7 apiece. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
Gotta love that chicken from Popeyes. No one makes that crispy New Orleans-style chicken and fresh, fluffy biscuits like Popeyes. You don't need a special occasion to enjoy the great New Orleans taste of Popeyes chicken. Or maybe it's seafood you're craving. It's great anytime for any meal. Gotta love that chicken and seafood from Popeyes. Popeyes, located in Leesville and Oakdale. Now open till 11.
The Dragons answer the Wampus Cats score with one of their own, Jaden Cooper, into the end zone. The sophomore has been carrying a lot more of the load here lately, and he punches it in. A good drive there, a good response by the Dragons. Now they'll kick back off to the Wampus Cats.
And we'll have to see, Sean, if we kicked a little easy little deal or just kicked the heck out of it.
And he kicks the heck out of it here.
And that's good.
That one's going to be fielded by Julius Brown at the 15. He's up across the 30 and to the 35. And it looks like they're going to mark him at the 36. So Leesville will take over for their second drive. Again, the first one, a lot of runs. They didn't complete a pass. They did force a penalty on the Dragons, trying to hit Mike Davis Jr. Again, Davis, in this meeting last year, the Dragons went up to Leesville, and the Wampus Cats gave it to them 62-35. Trell Broom with 5 touchdown passes in that one. Mike Davis caught 3 of them. That's all he does lately is catch touchdowns. He's out nearest to us. In the slot next to him is Julius Brown. They'll hand it off to Braxton. Grant Braxton lowers the shoulder pads, and he'll get up to the 40-yard line for about 4.
And, Derrick, I've seen more excitement along the Dragon bench down here than I've seen all year long, and that's good, too.
And, look, it's early, but that scoring drive to match Leesville, that's a big one because that's going to give the offense confidence they can move it. They'll go back to Braxton, and he is going to be ridden down. That'll be a tackle for loss. Omari Willis, the first to greet him there. That'll set up a 3rd and long. This is where you want Leesville to be down to distance-wise, and we might see some pressure here dialed up for the Dragons.
And, Sean, I was telling you about this on Tuesday that DeRidder needed to go blow for blow with Leesville to keep up with their high-tempo offense.
And that was good defense by the Dragons.
Ball at the 39-yard line, 3rd and 7. Play action. Broom looking to the far side. He'll throw it out to Jacob Fahinick. He's got the first down, lowers the shoulder, and still on his feet up to midfield. First down, Wampus Cats. They convert the 3rd down. Again, just a little route into the flats for the H-back, Jacob Fahinick. He had a pretty big gainer last week against Highway on the second drive of the ball game.
And Sean, I'm noticing the two wideouts here to the near side, they don't even go back to the huddle.
No, they run their offense from the side. They'll get the quarterback, and then the quarterback will look at them. Broom gets it. That's offsides. Should be offsides on the cornerback out there. That's Zayden Scott, who's actually kind of an outside linebacker safety. He's matched up on Julius Brown. But they got him with the hard count, but we'll see. And that's what it is. They're marking off the penalty yardage right now.
It was so obvious that even the judge, ref on the far side, even though it's like he's seen it too.
Yeah, and look, I know the listeners can't tell, but the cornerbacks and the safeties for DeRidder are basically on the line of scrimmage. Broom gets it on the read option, and he falls forward up across the 40-yard line. He might have the first down. I believe he does. They're going to go ahead and move those chains. So Leesville's second drive looking eerily similar to their first. They've got the DeRidder Dragons kind of on their heels defensively right now. And look, it was an easier defending offense last week with Eunice. You know, they play kind of in a vacuum. This Leesville offense is going to spread you out. They're going to be wide open. You know, they're going to throw it to the sidelines. They're going to run up the middle. They're going to go deep. So, again, 1.5 drives in, Leesville kind of getting whatever they want here. Already converting a third down on this drive. Final 50 seconds here in the opening quarter. Broom in the shotgun, going from left to right on your radio dial. He'll keep it, looking to get outside. He's going to carry a couple of Dragons with him and pick up a couple of extra yardage, but that will set up a third down. We'll see if they try to sneak another play in before we flip fields.
Yeah, the Units offense last week it's very similar to the Dragons. Yeah. They like to run the ball.
Yeah, they run that wing T offense,
right,
and they run it pretty well. Broom will get a play off. He's looking to throw. He's got Julius Brown, who can't come up with it, had it in his hands, and unable to hang on as that's Zayden Scott on the coverage there. He's going to draw a tough task tonight. But right there, he was up to the challenge, and that will bring up, I believe, fourth down. Never mind, it's third down. I must have snuck an extra play in there. So the clock does stop with 18 seconds left. Third down and about 6. Leesville into Dragons territory. Broom hands it off. Grant Braxton with a hole. And on first contact, he's going to I think he's got the first down. They're going to mark him inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. And that does indeed move the chains. 8 seconds left on the clock. And it's winding now. And that should be the end of the quarter, and it will be. So, touchdown drive for each team there in the opening frame. We move to quarter number 2, tied at 7 apiece. We'll be back in 1 minute. You are listening to the West Central Sports Radio Network.
When you're looking for real Hickory Smoked Pit Barbecue, look no further than the Hickory Smokehouse. We're talking brisket, ribs, chicken, and sausage. The Hickory Smokehouse is barbecue done right. Hungry? From lunch to dinner, dining in, or getting it to go, the Hickory Smokehouse has you covered. From mouth-watering barbecue to other delicious menu items like fried catfish, shrimp, barbecue stuffed baked potatoes, po' boys, sandwiches, salads, and the best chicken and sausage gumbo in town. The Hickory Smokehouse, the best real hickory smoked pit barbecue in West Central Louisiana.
Some call it over-planning. At Shawson Gas, we call it foresight. Be prepared for the next power outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Generac, it's not just a generator, it's a power move. Be prepared this hurricane season and call Shawson Gas at 337-239-2719 to get in line for your new Generac home standby generator. Financing available. Shawson Gas, located at 1107 South 5th Street in Leesville. Ask about their monitoring services for generators and propane tanks.
Back here at Cecil Doyle Memorial Stadium, Sean Larken, Mike Iles, Mr. Derrick Lee with you right here on the West Central Sports Radio Network. After quarter number 1, knotted at 7 apiece. Leesville with the football. Trail Broom keeps. He's looking to get outside off the right tackle. He spins out of a tackle. He's got the first down. Stiff arm, and he will just mosey on out of bounds over on that far sideline, moving the chains again for the Leesville Wampus Cats. He is responsible for their first touchdown of the game.
I like that word, mosey. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Well, you know, he was kind of casually just getting over there. Didn't want to
That's an old-time deal, Mosey.
A slight canter.
Young people never heard of that before, Mosey.
And, again, he could turn on the jets, but right there he kind of had it in. He was idling down the hill there.
He's a neutral.
1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats, but before we can get off and start running, we've got a penalty. Looks like on the other sideline, pointing against the Dragons there. So a couple of pre-snap penalties on defense for the Dragons. You can tell they're starting to try to be aggressive on the line of scrimmage, and it will be on DeRidder. That's at least 2 that I know of pre-snap that have been marked off.
When the Dragons can't afford to give up any kind of yardage without the ball being run.
You don't want to give up the free 5. Graham Braxton to the left of Trell Brew. And it'll be Braxton with the carry. Splits a couple of defenders at the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward near the first down marker. Looks like they're going to mark him at about the 6. I think it should set up a 1st and goal. And it will be a 1st down and goal for the Wampus Cats. 30 seconds into the second quarter, tied at 7. Leesville knocking on the door. Davis split out wide over here to the near side. Twins to the top of the formation over near the Leesville sideline. Broom in the shotgun. He's running the quarterback tower, trying to get into the pile there, and he will be stuffed. May have gotten a yard, if anything.
He ran right into the pile.
He was just trying to hope and pray something opened up right there. And I think they may give him maybe a half a yard. Looks like they still have it marked at about the 6. And they actually moved the nose of the football to the 5. So 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Gave him a yard. Broom in the gun. Braxton to his left. And it's going to be Broom with the keep. And he is not going to get anything. He's going to lose about 4 as he stiff-armed the defender, and then he met 3 more blue jerseys in the backfield.
Good defense that time by the Dragons.
I think that's the best they've played that read option all game. And, again, a tackle for loss will put them at the 7. So a loss of 2, 3rd and goal from the 7. Again, Broom's been able to get going there with the read option. And he was tackled by a host of Dragons. I believe Amari Willis in there with initial contact. 3rd and goal from the 7.
Pressure.
They'll motion it to Julius Brown and pitch it to him. And, again, they're going to bottle him up. Late flag flies in. And they're throwing them things like projectiles out there tonight. They are showing off the cannon. I think they're going to get 2 men in motion. Julius Brown was the motion man across the formation, but instead they will get a hold. So it does go against Leesville, but it was awfully close to Grant Braxton moving with Julius Brown on that motion penalty.
Well, I started to ask y'all, did you think that Formerly would decline the penalty with no gain? And I think he just did.
And I think he did, yeah. So,
I think that
again, you don't want a chance at a pass interference and it's 4th and goal from the 7. They've got a good kicker in Ced Moore. He's done a really good job. But the Cats are lining up to go for it here. Big play. 4th and 7. Broom in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side. They'll roll him to the near side. He sets up. Nobody open immediately. Broom still got it. Dumps it into the end zone. It's tipped up and caught in the end zone. Mike Davis, through a sea of hands, comes down with it after about 3 Dragons deflected it. Touchdown, Wampus Cats on 4th and 7.
And that was really good Dragon defense. He was in the right place at the right time.
But hold everything.
But
I think we may have a legal man downfield. Yeah. And that is exactly what we have.
I've seen it as the play broke down.
Yep, there was a lot going on. Broom kept the play alive. But, again, what an incredible display of concentration by Davis. He was actually laying down in the end zone back there almost. Makes the catch, but all for naught as the illegal man downfield. Again, when things break down, you got your quarterback going in circles. Some of those big guys up front, they get down the field, and that wipes away the touchdown. So now it'll be 4th and goal from the 11.
Just a horrible mental mistake.
They'll try it again, and this time they'll get a free 5. I thought they were going to let the play go on. We'll see who the flag's on. DeRidder jumped early, but instead they're going to call it on the Wampus Cats.
Okay.
So getting a little sloppy down here in the goal-to-go area.
Started out on the 6, and now they're back out to the 11. That may not sound like
it was actually
4, but that's okay.
It was actually 2nd and goal from the 5, and then we've gone backwards. They've even scored once, and that got taken away. So now Leesville they'll play a. Honestly, I would probably send Ced Moore out. I don't want to second-guess Coach Causey, but the ball sits at the 16-yard line, and it's still goal to go here. So
4th down.
4th and goal for the 3rd time. Davis goes in motion. They'll run the backdoor screen. They've got Braxton out there. He's got to make a man miss. He does it. The 10-5 touchdown, Wampus Cats. And a great play design. They sent the motion man Davis, drew a lot of eye candy there, over to the near sideline. Great play call. Grant Braxton into the end zone for 16 yards on the screen pass.
And I feel bad for Fairley because he got to look at the straw. He was looking for a face mask. But I really didn't see one.
Yeah, he was the only guy in that area there and he hits the deck. Yeah, it's 3 white jerseys on 1. So now Sedmore lines up for the extra point.
Now,
That's a little high, but it's down, and the kick is good. Leesville converts a 4th and goal from the 16-yard line into the end zone trail room to Grant Braxton. They lead 14-7. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
The Vernon Parish Community Health Center, located at 298 Nolan Trace Parkway in Leesville, strives to provide comprehensive health care for everyone, offering medical and mental health services along with an on-site pharmacy. To schedule an appointment or for more information, contact them at 337-392-0110 or visit them on the web at www.icchc.org. With the Vernon Parish Community Health Center, located here in Leesville, you're never far from quality hometown care.
This is State Representative Charles Owen. I'd like to wish the players, coaches, and managers of the Leesville High School Wampus Cats every success in this 2025 football season. I know you've worked very hard in the offseason, and I know your hard work and dedication are about to pay off for you in this new year. Your effort will make your community, your family, and your classmates at LHS proud of you, and you will earn everything that you get on that playing field. Thank you for your efforts. Go Cats.
Jaden Merriweather on the kickoff return. Takes it just shy of 30. I think they'll mark him about 29.
Picked up about 15 yards on that return.
And Moore kind of kicked out. And that was a worm burner there. Low liner. Had to field it on a hop. Almost looked like a shortstop out there.
And while we were out for timeout, the Dragon fans, the Dragon defense, I mean, they gave up a lot of yards. But when they got down near the goal line, they played tough.
Yeah, Leesville scored twice on that drive.
Yeah.
And again, they played great defense, got them into a 4th and goal twice. And now we'll see if the Dragons can answer on first down. Parmley to the ground. And Cooper gets the carry here, and he'll pick up a couple. Yeah, look, we talked about it during the break. That was just a well-designed play. Again, Mike Davis has caught all kind of touchdown passes. He burned them last year. They sent him in motion on the far side. That drew all the eyes one way, and there was one man with 4 white jerseys leading the way. And like you said, Fairley was just unable to make the play, and Grant Braxton in from 16 yards out on the little screen play out the back door. Again, just a great play design, but DeRidder made him work for it. So now they have to answer. 2nd down and 8, going from left to right on your radio dial. They'll send Cooper out in motion. They'll swing it out to him. He'll get up across the 35 and out of bounds to the 36. We'll set up a 3rd and manageable. Looks like 3rd and 4 coming up.
And that's kind of the pass play, Sean, that DeRidder needs to run.
Yeah,
just
get those
throw
guys,
it way down the field.
Get those guys out in space, and now after Cooper makes the catch, he'll head to the sideline, and Connor Rushford will check in for him. Parmley looks over to the sideline. It's Merriweather to the near side, and Bryson Walker up at the top of the formation, closest to the far sideline. Mason Havens, the H-back, and he's lining up actually at a true tight end. They'll hand this one off to Rushford, and he is stopped initially, but the pile still moves. He may pick up a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
The ankle looks like it's holding up. Well,
yeah, he kind of had a nice little burst there.
Mm-hmm. And that's good to see because last week they tried to get him involved in the screen game. And just
yeah, look, that's what I was saying. They left a lot of meat on the bone, and you could probably tell he's not 100%. And actually, that was 3rd down. I beg your pardon. So it'll be 4th down. They'll send the punting unit out. But he had a couple of screen passes he could have took for a long ways. And then the pass at midfield, that he probably scores on that if he makes the catch.
Most definitely.
So back to punt is Rushford. And we will see again. It's got to leave his foot before I believe it. Good snap. Ooh. And it's an end over end. And this one will bounce and be fielded on a hop by Mike Davis Jr. He's going to have to make something happen. And that is good punt coverage there. The Dragons swarm him. And a minimal return, maybe a yard, if anything. Good tackle there.
Well, Sean, there was one time we got into the situation where we were on the third punter.
Yeah, that was in week 2.
And how many high schools have 3 punters?
How many high schools have 1 punter?
Yeah.
So a quick 3 and out for the Dragons, and we get a sideline warning on Leesville. They call it on number 19. That's Leighton Combs, one of the defensive backs. He wanted to get in a little bit closer to the action. Can't blame him. Juices are flowing here.
They can only have 11, not 12.
That's it. Leesville started their own 28, going from right to left on your radio dial. It's Trell Broom in the backfield, in the shotgun with Grant Braxton to his left. They'll motion Julius Brown, hand it to Grant, and Braxton pushing the pile. He'll pick up a couple and then stood up and knocked back. See that little hop Julius had when he came across. I don't think anybody's going to bite on that. He was up in the air kicking his feet out. Again, as a freshman last year, just making plays left and right. Had a 99-yard touchdown catch against Tioga. It'll be Broom on the keeper. He cuts it up, and he is grabbed and thrown backwards. He was going to get out of that tackle. Ball comes out, and no signal yet. And the White Hat's looking over at the side judge. Side judge has got his hand up saying that Broom may have been down. This would be a massive turnover, and I think it's going to stay with the Wampus Cats. It was a little late coming out, but Eric Hall was the one that got in there and kind of wrangled him up as he was going by. So a minimal gain will set up a 3rd and 7. Twins to the near side. Davis closest to us with Javon Fairley right in his grill. Julius Brown in the slot. Broom in the gun. Receiver split out to the far side. Broom rolling to the far side. He'll go back to Fahinig and just out of reach of Jacob trying to throw that tight end screen, and it might have had a chance. A big break for the Dragons as it's a little bit too high, so the Dragons punt, and they hold, and they'll get the football back here pending the punt.
Well, Sean, I was afraid to say anything because you said that it looked like in the first quarter the Dragons were playing defense on their heels, but they look like that they're playing on all fours now and digging in. So,
yeah,
you know, the Dragon defense is playing Dragon defense.
And even on that touchdown, they played the read option a little bit better as the field shrunk inside the red zone. And there, they didn't let Trell get away and then dodge the bullet on the screen. Sedmore gets off a pretty good punt here. But Zeke is going to field that one just inside the 35. He gets a good block. He's up across the 40. They'll call block in the back, though. And, again, the KJ guys to my left, they were pointing that one out. But, yeah, that one on the far side over there, they may get a block in the back, so that'll negate a little bit of field position there.
And, you know, Sean, even in college ball, you hate to see a kickoff or a punt return and a block in the back brings back a good run.
Seems like now every time you watch a good punt return, you're waiting on the flag to come out. Or where is it? Show me the flag. Like, where is it at? I know somebody did it.
And that may be the reason that they got loose anyway, but God.
Yeah, but we don't know. We'll never know because, again, that's the thing. Who knows? That might have been the reason. And right there, that block in the back probably did aid some decent return yardage there for Zeke, but that was a nice little catch over the shoulder on that punt.
We're at 6:31 here in the second quarter. And the Wampus Cats are leading our Dragons 14-7.
1st and 10, ball at the 24.
And so after the penalty, DeRidder will start on their own 24. It does negate about 15 yards of good field position. Parmley hands this one off, and then
got to the outside.
Barely, and he's getting face masked. I don't know how that. There comes 17 flags.
There we go.
I was going to say, if you can see it from the press box, I'm hoping that the guy right down on the field can see it. And Javon was face mask trying to get outside, and they will.
Well, Sean, I don't know if you remember, but week 2 when DeRidder had faced Manny in Manny, there was no flags being thrown.
No, there were none, and we've had about at least like 8 already.
Right.
We've had 3 pre-snaps. We've had 2 unsportsmanlike, and we've just had 2 in a row here. So, yeah, we're getting into the double digits, but that one, again, an obvious face mask penalty as Javon trying to get the edge here, and he would have had it if they wouldn't have grabbed the cage right there on the helmet.
And I'm still glad Sean didn't take his shirt off.
Oh, I'm just fine right now. Yeah, I'm still recovering from that Manny game. You'd think I'd have lost some weight in there, but
it was hot.
Sitting in that hot box.
And it looked like there's some confusion with the clock, maybe.
Yeah, the clock reads. I'm trying to hear. The good thing now is we can communicate. 6:15. They had 5.5 left on there, and they just bumped it up to 6 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first half. Again, Dragons trailing Leesville 14-7 after forcing a punt most recently, and now they're on the move here. Ball's at the DeRidder 40. Parmley in the gun, and they'll hand this one off to Javon Fairley. He's going to fall forward for about a yard. You wonder there, he might have had something if he would have bounced it outside, but we'll never know. Again, Leesville kind of bunched that up pretty good there.
Sean, they don't bounce it outside. It's up the middle, just run.
Devontae Hickman in there. The linebacking core for Leesville, again, Cole Cook and Darren Brown. Darren Brown in that Benton game might have had 40 tackles. And movement everywhere. Ball hits one of the linemen on the ground. More flags. And that one is going to be on the Dragons.
And Sean, this first ball game I've seen where the white hat was mic'd.
Oh, they have them at most of the stadiums now.
But we hadn't seen one that we're doing.
No, we have not.
You haven't?
No, this first time.
It's great to hear, though.
Yeah, no, I think it's good for the fans too. They're able to hear and they can kind of hear what's going on. Know if they yelled at the right person. Farmer looking to throw, and he'll have Montgomery on a little hitch route there at about the 43-yard line. So they'll pick up the penalty yardage and a chunk more, but that'll set up a 3rd and long.
Well, and Sean, we've seen too, Derrick and I, that some of the receivers, the ball's right in their hands, and just drop it.
Yeah, Michael's had some. There's been some meat left on the bone for DeRidder, especially first couple of weeks. They had some touchdowns that were there for the taking, unable to haul them in. So his numbers don't look as good as they could have. And again, trying to orchestrate another scoring drive to tie this one up. Making a 3rd and 7. Merriweather in motion. They'll fake it to him. They're going to the air. They've got Montgomery on a streak, and he's gonna he's gonna get the flag there. Again, Tucker was all over him, but I think the arm got there early, and he had a step.
Those are one of those calls where it just by eye. There's not really much you can do. Even with instant replay, you really can't tell because that ball was.
It was bang bang, and that'll be Tucker's 2nd PI. But I think he might have saved the touchdown on that one.
Well, he had him almost in a horse collar. And he was already pulling him to the ground before the ball got there, too.
You can't even say a horse collar.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So they've been able to hit a couple of, not hit the big play, but they've gotten a couple of penalties, and that moves them into Wampus Cat territory at the 42. Parmley back to the ground. They'll hand it off. Pretty good hold there initially, still on his feet. I think that's Javon with the football there.
Yes, sir.
And now some jawing here after the play. And a pretty good gain there on 1st down for Javon Fairley. He's going to pick up about 8.5, 9. I think they're going to give him 8.
And it's good to see him finally get some touches.
Yeah,
he's really been on just doing cardio. Good friend of Mike Brown.
Yeah, he's the most dynamic player on this offense. There's no two ways about it. DeRidder trying to get a play off quickly as Leesville subs. DeRidder doesn't. They'll go to the air. Parmley looking to the near side. He's going to heave one up. He's got Merriweather down there and nearly caught.
And, if I'm not mistaken, it's a flag.
I was going to say, was there a flag thrown at the goal line? Yeah, there it is, right at the 2-yard line. Again, kind of
it's like a little speck.
Converging on the play were a couple of defensive backs. They had Merriweather with a step. The outside receiver was Montgomery.
And we actually had 2 people in the end zone.
Yeah, that's what. There was a conversion kind of white jersey.
Incomplete. Can we talk about how beautiful that spiral was?
It's a great throw.
It was a great throw.
If he puts a little bit more on it, I don't think the bitters matter.
More zip on it. Just a little bit more zip.
It's got to come out a little bit more muster. Either way, a couple of pass interferences are moving the Dragons right along here. You take them out, you can get them if you're DeRidder. Now they'll play a 1st down, and that had the potential to be a big gainer there, but I think tripped up by one of the linemen there was Javon.
Was the defender who tripped him up.
Yeah, okay, that's Mason Williams. He had been out a couple of weeks ago. He was in a cast. And, again, one of the really consistent linebackers the last couple of years for the Wampus Cats. Good to see him back out there. Yeah, he was out for the Benton game. They had about 5 or 6 guys in street clothes for that Benton game. And then, again, lost Mike Davis Second down and 9. They'll swing it out to Merriweather. He's going to have to make something happen. Splits out of a tackle at the 10, and they'll be knocked out of bounds. First down, Dragons, but they move it ever closer to the end zone. Just a little quick hitter out there to Jaden Merriweather, and he makes something happen. Didn't look like he was going to get out of that initial fray there, but Dragons trying to go quick here. They'll actually put it at the 10-yard line. First and goal, and before we can run a play, we have a whistle.
And Sean, I'll tell you, Metherware has done a really good job this year catching the ball for the Dragons.
That's Julius Brown, who he got a little shaken up after that hit.
Oh, okay, that'll be something to monitor. Good catch there, Derrick, as Julius Brown has been going both ways ever since about week 2 or 3. They've been, and again, you don't want all those guys having to go both ways, but Leesville's kind of had to do it, whether it be injury or just trying to make stops.
First down.
They'll hand it to Javon Fairley. He's going to bounce it outside. He's at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons. That was a heck of a run by Javon Fairley, as there was nothing there at the initial rugby scrum, but he bounced it outside and scores. And pending the extra point, the Dragons have a chance to tie this one right back up.
Hopefully he can redo his performance of week 1 with his 4 touchdown performance. He already had 2, and he still had 3:16 left in the second.
You get early calling one. Jaden had the first.
I'm sorry.
And when they listen back to this, they get mad about that stuff.
I do apologize.
Rodriguez on for the extra point. Snap good. Hold us down, and the kick is through. Dragons tie us back up at 14-all. 3:16 to play in the half. Javon Fairley, a nice touchdown run. Leesville getting it right after this in 30 seconds on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
Weaver Motors, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership, 603 South Margaret Avenue in Kirbyville, Texas, is the dealership for you. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, they're only a short, scenic drive across the Sabine River from West Central Louisiana. A great sales team working to provide you a great price followed by great service. That's Weaver Motors, Kirbyville, serving the area since 1974. Call them at 409-423-4623. That's 409-423-4623. Worth the drive.
Javon Fairley ties us back up at 14. Leesville getting it here, and that one takes a wicked hop, and it's loose, but finally falling on it. That could have been disaster there. As it hit the ground, and instead of bouncing backwards, it went straight up and sideways. Leesville falls on it, so it could have been disaster for the Wampus Cats or a break for the Dragons, but Leesville will start fairly deep in their own territory, but with 3:14 left in the half, this was shaping up to be a good one, and so far it is.
Living up to the hype.
Lived up to the billing. You're right.
The police aren't after us right now. That's the fire truck down in the north end zone.
Hopefully nothing's on fire either. So the football is going to be spotted at the 18.
They have trips to the far side.
We'll see if they show action that way, or maybe they run the little backdoor screen to the other side. They'll hand it to Grant Braxton, and a minimal gain there. So first couple of drives, we saw this Dragon defense kind of playing back on their heels. They've been able to kind of settle down and minimize these runs. We may have to see Leesville go to the air.
Well, now, Sean, does Broom run the ball as much as he's run it against Drew? Usually.
And before we have anything, we've got a false start. So that'll actually back him up to the 13. So he's actually busted off a couple of long runs this year. He's run it a lot more this year than he did last year, obviously. When you got, when you had Xavier, you don't have to do much. You can throw it. He had a heck of a year throwing the football, but he's actually tucking the ball and running it a lot more. He's busted off a couple of 20-plus, had a 50-plus yard run. So an illegal shift.
I know KPLC did a thing on him that was really good about it. What a good passer he was.
Oh, yeah, and again, coming in as a sophomore, look, it's easy to say, well, he had a guy who set the state rushing record, but he was more than capable in that offense last year. And before we can get off the runway here, we're going to have another penalty. Hopefully they'll clean this up there in the second half.
Knowing who Coach Kazi is, he's definitely going to chew them out.
Somebody's getting
an earful.
And instead of declining this one, Coach Bromley, they're going to back him up 5 on second down now and 15. Ball at the 15-yard line. Broom in the gun, looking to throw. He's going to air one out on the far side. Miscommunication, and that was nearly intercepted. Aaron Woods kind of stopped running and then realized, hey, I'm the closest guy to this football. And it goes harmlessly out of bounds for Leesville. That could have been near disaster there. If Woods gets a hand on that, there wasn't a white jersey within 15 yards of him. He would have caught that like a punt. Instead, it's third and very long. Going to end up in Maryville by the time Leesville converts here, if they do. 3rd and 15. Ball at the 15-yard line. Leesville got to get to the 30. Got one receiver split out to the near side. I believe that's Logan Seavey. And then Brown and Davis on the other side of the formation, closer to the far sideline. They'll throw this one over the middle. It's caught and shaken out of a tackle. And near the first down marker is Davis. I don't think he's got it.
I think he got right.
I think he would have had it if he had kind of maybe lunged forward. But he was trying to make something happen there in between the hash marks. And
if he'd have gone straight instead of come sideways, I think he would have had it.
I think he
may have it anyway.
No, he's 2 yards short.
4th and 2.
Right now, Leesville looking like they're going to go for it here. They're keeping the offense out there. Big play for both sides. We'll see if Broom does put the wheels in motion here or Leesville's bluffing, and they're going to take a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break here. Leesville, 4th down coming up on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
Are you looking for the perfect mix for seafood, burgers, and everything in between? Look no further than the Catfish Hut in DeRidder. Open Tuesday through Saturday, serving up freshly cooked fish, shrimp, and oysters that will make your mouth water. You can dive into the fresh salad bar that is prepared daily, or you can check out some of their daily lunch specials every weekday. Planning a celebration? Catfish Hut has a large party room that is perfect for birthdays, reunions, meetings, and so much more. Swing by and grab a bite to eat any Tuesday through Saturday. That's Catfish Hut in DeRidder, where great food and good times await.
Here at Cecil Dole Memorial Stadium, the 104th meeting between DeRidder and Leesville. I'm sure, Derek, you say Leesville, DeRidder. Mike probably says DeRidder, Leesville, kind of like Duke, UNC, or UNC, Duke. Whichever school you went to is the one that comes first.
Well, and it's just like when Leesville plays and they get in the playoffs, I pull for Leesville to win.
Of course.
And people think, I just can't believe you do that, but that's a local school. It doesn't really matter.
Exactly. And like I said, I'm just neutral and here for a good one, and we've got it. Offense still back out there, 4th and 2. Big play in the game here. They are going for it. Broom's got it. And he is going to have the first down by about 2 yards. And
wow,
Coach Causey going to roll the dice, and it's going to pay off. That could have been a really costly decision. But the 4th and 2 goes to Trell Broom, and he gets 3.
I'm guessing Coach Causey's attack is to get some type of points before the half, so you don't have.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it. Leesville's going to get the football to start the second half. They've got 1:52 here to work with, tied at 14, and before they run a play, we will have a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Look, I did a little research in this game, and again, this is the 104th meeting. First time they played this game was in 1910. And prior to the trophy being added to this game, which was back in 1962, this is the 61st edition of the trophy game. This was a game that DeRidder just absolutely dominated for the first, from 10 to 61. They were 37-3 in those matchups. Since the addition of the trophy, Leesville has picked up the pace per se. And again, the all-time series, DeRidder still leads at 54, 45, and 4 ties. They've played a couple of times in the playoffs. They played 3 times in the playoffs. Leesville's won 2 of those 3. They've played some overtime games. They've played a couple of times in the regular season, especially way back in the days of the early years. They were playing twice a year. Back to action here. Broom in the shotgun. He's looking to throw, and he'll throw one over the middle. It's going to be caught. Flags come in flying from the back. Davis with the catch. He has Zayden Scott all over him there, so we'll see what the call is. Referee doesn't have a great view of it. He's going to see Zayden Scott coming over the top, but did he get there early? Regardless, I think the catch was made.
Sean, I can remember when I was a little boy, DeRidder played Leesville, and it was raining so hard you couldn't even see. So they finally just called the game off, stopped, and they never got started and played it on a Saturday. But now you wouldn't have ever done that.
I've called some Saturday games. They would have waited. Now you'd have played in the slop in the rain. But
yeah.
They would have pushed it to Saturday.
And I don't know if there was such thing as a lightning deal back in those
Probably
days.
not. I wouldn't want to know about it because look, there are a whole lot of things undocumented back then. Somebody had to have gotten struck by lightning, and they just said, "Play on. We're fine. We've got 50 guys out there." I mean, I know you'll read those stories in baseball from the 20s, and that one guy was struck by lightning, and they just revived him, and he pitched again.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, so we've got a stoppage of play. Leesville's got a first down. I think they were trying to see what the penalty was, and we'll get the white hat back on the mic maybe. Let's see. Never mind. Looks like we're rocking and rolling.
The penalty was a pass interference call.
So they declined. Yeah, they declined it because I think Davis made the catch and had enough for the first down. Clock rolls. 1:35 to play in the half. Leesville out of the huddle. Caden Kaye splits out wide to the near side here to us. And Broom's going to keep it. He's going to have to make a couple of guys miss. He won't, but he'll pick up a couple. Nice job at the initial point of contact there by the Dragons. Grant Cooper comes out of the pile. Yeah, so you played, Mr. Iles, you played in the first edition with the trophy. What was it like when they said, hey, we're going to have a trophy this time?
Well,
did it make it even funner?
Well, Jennings, when I played football, Jennings was a big rival. It wasn't Leesville. So, I mean, it was just another game.
Broom looking to the air. He's going to go deep. He's got a man down there. And, in and out of the hands. Davis, I'll tell you, they could throw that football 99 more times and he won't drop it. That one in the breadbasket and right out.
He threw that thing a long way.
A heck of a throw by Trail Broom and a break for the Dragons. Look, you can tell confusion on the back end there. They're wondering how you let the guy that has been piling up the touchdowns get that loose, and Mike Davis makes that slow walk back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to want that one back, Derrick.
I wouldn't even say that was even that he got loose. DeRidder's currently in a cover 2-man, so he just ran past the corner.
And I've seen that quite often. There's a lot of times where he just outruns everybody. Now Broom to the near side on third down. They'll spin it back out to Vahinig on the far side. And he's going to spin out of a tackle, but not a second or third. Dragons swarming there. Maybe a loss. I think they're going to lose a couple. Pretty good job there to stay home on the back end by DeRidder because they've been burned on that screen a couple of times.
Yeah, that was the play they scored the touchdown on.
Yep, and they actually almost hit that play a couple of drives ago on third down to Vahinig on the near side. It just got sailed over his head. That time they were all over it. And now 4th and 13, I would say with 18 seconds left, we may see Leesville try to run a play with about 3 seconds left or so. Maybe take a timeout and heave one up to the end zone. But as of right now, the game clock is at 9. It's 4th and 13.
And it looks like Coach Cosby is probably just going to take his way into the locker room. And it looks like he is.
Yep, I was going to say, I was waiting on maybe the ref to signal timeout. But he did not. The clock winds, and we have hit the end of the first half. And never mind.
I guess not.
The clock operator must have been on. They have 1 second left. They took the timeout. So they did exactly what I thought they would do. They just took way too long to do it. When I looked over there,
it said 0.
It said 0. Yeah, there was
0.
There was triple zeros on that clock. So I didn't think I was making that mistake.
But I guess just to make sure that since it is 4th down.
Yeah, you don't want to have 3 seconds left and then they just, a quick one gets tipped and then they have a second.
Because you are still in DeRidder's territory. So incomplete can be bad for you.
Yeah, and that turns around and gives them a chance.
Pass interference on this play.
Yeah, you'll have an untimed
end. You still got another play.
That's it.
Well, I would just like Sean, and I can tell you not Sean, sorry about that, Derrick, but last week against Eunice, I mean, they scored with no time on the clock and then went for the 2-point conversion.
And
that was that was exciting.
I feel very bad for that young man that dropped that ball because I know he probably felt way worse. So one last play here on 4th down, 1 second left. Broom's going to just lob it up and heave it down the field. He's got Davis and a triple team, and they never call pass interference on those Hail Marys. He had some contact, but it is broken up. And that ends the first half. Again, we signed up for a good one. That's what we've got. 14 all at the break. We will take about a 5-minute break, come back, try to break down some of the first half. what both these two teams need to do next. And, again, we will come back with some analysis and try to get you some scores from around the area as well. Again, here at Cecil Doyle Memorial Stadium, the battle for the Hooper Trophy is all knotted at 14 apiece. You're listening to the West Central Sports Radio Network.
Hello, I'm Jacob McKee, owner of McKee Agency, and we're here to kick off the football season with peace of mind. At McKee Agency, we know the game isn't just about touchdowns. It's about protecting your team, too. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we've got the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Our expert agents are here to help you tackle any challenge so you can focus on cheering for your favorite team. Score big with McKee Agency, your choice for insurance. Call us today and get a free quote, 337-238-2832. Because every play counts, and so does every policy. McKee Agency, where protection is our game plan.
Football. Ready, break. KVVP Leesville, DeRidder, Fort Polk. Today's Country 105.7.
Healthcare is so important. That's why choosing the right pharmacy is just as important as seeing the right doctor. You want someone who treats you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way Pharmacy right here in Leesville is just that place. Thrifty Way Pharmacy is locally owned and operated by a caring and knowledgeable staff that will treat you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way cares for our community. Come home. Come to Thrifty Way Pharmacy. Thrifty Way Health Mart, caring for you and about you. Thrifty Way, your hometown choice.
Answer the call. Become an EMT in 12 weeks. Acadian Ambulance and the National EMS Academy are looking for dedicated people just like you to join their upcoming EMT class. With convenient hybrid training, you can become a certified medic and start saving lives. EMT positions are open right here in Central Louisiana and across our 4-state service area. This isn't just a job, it's a calling. Seats are limited, so don't wait. Visit becomeamedic.com to get started. That's becomeamedic.com.
Buying, selling, or refinancing your home? Let the Rethink Title Company work for you. Have a commercial real estate transaction? We can do that too. With over 35 years experience as a full-service real estate title company, we strive to provide personal attention and efficient results throughout the entire settlement process, giving you peace of mind. Give us a call at 337-404-4060 or stop by our office at 116 East Louisville Street in Leesville. The team at Rethink Title are proud supporters of our area students and athletes and wish the best of luck on their future endeavors.
I just opened my student checking account at Barksdale Federal Credit Union, and it was so easy. No minimum deposit, free debit card with reward points, and they waived my monthly fee for just showing my proof of enrollment. Even my younger siblings can open one with a parent. If you're a student, you've got to check this out. Score more perks. Open your student checking at Barksdale Federal Credit Union today. Check them out at bfcu.org.
Must be under the age of 25 and enrolled in school. Minors must have a joint parent or guardian on the account. Federally insured by NCUA.
This football season, don't fumble your chance. We've got unbeatable deals at Benoit Motors. We're your one-stop touchdown spot for Nissan, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Chevrolet, and GMC, and so much more. Whether you're calling the plays with a rugged Ram, driving a Nissan that's ready to blitz, or cruising in a Chevy or Ford built to dominate the road, we've got the lineup that scores every time. No interceptions here, just game-winning prices and customer service that makes you want to cheer. BuyBenoit.com. Huddle up and head over to Benoit Motors today.
With Champion Homes Leesville, you'll always be on the winning team. Champion offers high-quality HUD-manufactured homes at less than half the average price of new site-built homes. No need to wait either. Very efficient off-site construction techniques help you get your new Champion home faster than ever. Visit championhomes.com to search through their signature models like Bourbon, Creole, Pelican, and the Orleans. These are just a few of their top models. Then select Request Info to be connected to one of their many statewide retailers near you. Champion Homes, building up Louisiana one home at a time.
Sports is all about team building. Winning's the goal, but the real learning experience is becoming a team member. And each young athlete is part of the team. From front desk reception to hygienist and orthodontist to family practice dentistry, their team salutes our young athletes on their teams. All sports, all teams, go team. West Louisiana Dental, 103 Bellevue in Leesville.
This is District 30 State Senator Mike Reese, and I'd like to wish our area teams the best of luck as they strive to bring home a state championship. I would like to congratulate all of our student athletes for their excellence on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. I'm a proud supporter of all of our area teams, bands, cheerleaders, and dance lines. Best of luck to all of our area teams from your District 30 State Senator Mike Reese.
The best steakhouse in Leesville, you may ask? Why, that would be the Wagon Master Steakhouse, of course. Cut fresh daily certified Angus beef sirloins, ribeyes, fillets, and so much more. Tender, juicy steaks, chicken, burgers, or even some fried fish. With all the selections on their kid menus, even the pickiest little cowpoke in your family will have their taste buds satisfied. Enjoy one of their many ice-cold draft beer selections. Watch the game while chowing down on one of their delicious appetizers like a tumbleweed or some bacon-wrapped shrimp. Open daily at 11 a.m. Sure hope to see y'all soon at Wagon Master Steakhouse in Leesville.
Are you paying your bank to hold your money? If so, it's time to make the switch to a bank with totally free checking. Sabine State Bank offers free checking with no fees, no minimum balance, no balance requirements, no analysis fees, and we still include check images in your statements without a fee. There is even a free small business account. If you really want free checking, stop by one of our convenient 45 locations. Sabine State Bank. Our goal, your future success. Member FDIC.
Hello, this is Sheriff Sam Kraft. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting and serving all citizens of Vernon Parish. Senior citizens need our protection and our watchful eyes. Adult taxpayers deserve law and order, and our youth need encouragement and support in order to succeed. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office will continue to work with area law enforcement agencies to provide a safe and wholesome environment for all of our families. We are proud to serve Vernon Parish and to call it home.
Back here at Cecil Doyle Memorial Stadium, halftime. The band is playing, and the dance line is dancing. Sean Larken, Mike Iles, and Derrick Lee with you up here in the press box at Cecil Doyle Memorial Stadium. Halftime, where the 104th meeting all time between the Wampus Cats and the Dragons is exactly how we started. It's a tie. We've just added a couple of touchdowns on each side. And look, the opening quarter, we thought we were going to get us a good old-fashioned shootout here. DeRidder got the football first, which means Leesville will get it out of the locker room to start the second half. But DeRidder was lining up, moving the ball pretty well, and they were getting ready to go for it on 4th and 3, and a theme for the first half, one of the themes, they got penalized for a pre-snap penalty and marked them off from 4th and 3 to a 4th and 8, so they punted. After that, Leesville took their opening drive the length of the field. They went 80 yards, and Trell Broom capped it off with his feet this time. He's usually through the air, and he scores first. Wampus Cats strike first, 7-0, and that was with 5:55 left in the opening quarter. DeRidder's second drive of the game, again, a great response by the Dragons. They go 2 minutes and 54 seconds, and they go 57 yards, I believe if my math's correct. And Jaden Cooper caps off a great response to even us up at 7 apiece from 7 yards out. On Leesville's second drive of the game, a third down conversion by Jacob Bahenig for 11 yards. That ends the quarter. They take the ball into the second quarter, and a fourth down. This is the sequence of the game right here. If you want to know how crazy and just out of control this game's been so far, it was Leesville's second drive of the game. They're moving it right along, and then they get a pass interference penalty. They get them close inside. I think they were at a 2nd and goal from the 5. So they got down to the 5. They went a penalty, tackle for loss. Then they go a penalty. So that made it 4th and goal from the 11. And they scramble around, Trell scrambling all over the place. He looks like Patrick Mahomes, how he does all the time, where he's just running around like there's nothing going on. And then he finds Mike Davis Jr. in the back of the end zone after the ball goes through probably 3 Dragon defenders' hands. Tip drill, he makes the catch for the touchdown, we think. But like we said, whenever all those things happen in the backfield, some linemen are going to get caught wandering around out there looking lost, and they call a legal man downfield. So that negated that touchdown. So we go 4th and goal from the 16, and Leesville just dials up one of the best plays they've had all season offensively. It's a misdirection with a motion. They motion Mike Davis Jr. out to the far side. The eyes go to the backfield and with him, and they go back the other way to Grant Braxton, the running back, on a screen. It was 4-on-1. He was able to weave in and out and get into the end zone. So it was 14-7 with 9.5 minutes to play in the half. Couple of punts, and then DeRidder gets the ball back after they force a punt. Again, Leesville was trying to run a screen on a third down that would have went for another big gain. However, just over the head of Jacob Bahenig. So Leesville punts, DeRidder gets it back, and they answer for a touchdown to tie it. Javon Fairley, he's shown a good burst tonight. He punches it in, extra point good. And then right there at the end of the half, Leesville has the football. They convert a 4th and 2 with Trell Broom deep in their own territory at about the 25-yard line. But the half runs out. They try a heave into the end zone there at the end, and it falls harmlessly to the ground. So we are knotted up at 14 apiece. Mike, I'll start with you. Look, I kind of said that the Dragons were on their heels defensively the first couple of drives, but the last few, even on the touchdown drive, you said it, they made Leesville earn it. I mean, you don't want to ever give up a 4th and goal for the 16. It was just a great play design. But they've settled down really well here since the second drive of the game.
Well, Sean, I'm going to go back to the mid-'60s, okay, when y'all weren't even alive.
I wasn't alive, no.
No, y'all weren't here. Jennings was always our big rival. And then they came up with the trophy. And Leesville and DeRidder would have played each other the last ball game of the season. And then we found out we would play them in the first playoff game. So Cecil Doyle, who the stadium is named after here in DeRidder, told Leesville, let's just don't play and get kids hurt, that we'll flip a coin, to see who's going to host the playoff game. We'll come to Leesville. And, of course, Leesville said, no, we don't want to do that because if we're going to host the one that's the last season. And literally, I probably wouldn't have been for that game. I wouldn't have lettered as a junior. But we had people like Billy Lofton and Moses and, oh, gosh, we had my mind is drifting in different directions. We had people that wanted to play. And, I mean, it was like Billy Lofton. Billy ended up going to LSU. But we almost had to chain him to the bench because, I mean, he wanted to go in. And, we had the Lewis kid, and we just had a really, really, really good ball club. And so we ended up, not winning the Hooper Trophy, but in the playoff game, man, I tell you what, our seniors, they were ready to go. And, it was like we always got up for Jennings, but I know that here in the last probably 20 years, the rivalry with the Leesville Wampus Cats, it's just been really, really good. And, I mean, this is a really good ball game. I look at the crowd across the way over there. Their stands are not really full. I look out the window here, and our stands are fairly full. But, I mean, Sean, Derrick and I always say, on a Friday or a Thursday night, it don't get any better than this.
Absolutely not. The only thing I could take would be maybe about 20 degrees less of heat in this air. Derrick, you've seen this Dragons team now all year, and look, we talked about last week, totally different defenses or offenses. Eunice, playing in kind of in a vacuum with the wing tee. You've seen Newton's offense, who's been kind of wide open. You saw Southbow, who goes fast. Manny's runs the ball every play, basically. But look, this Leesville team, I've seen them a lot this year. They throw the ball a ton. They haven't really had some success throwing the football yet. They've completed some short passes. They've had a couple of chances to convert. They should have had a touchdown right there at the end of the half. But, again, what do you think about the way DeRidder's defending? You play defensive back. What do you think about the way DeRidder's defending on the back end?
To be 100% fair, I think that DeRidder needs to do a better job in giving those safeties less ground to cover because these receivers, they can fly. And they're playing that too high. It's great for running for when Leesville runs their high tempo of all 4 verticals, but it's not making no better when your defensive backs are 5 yards behind them already.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of times, like, Leesville's not just trying to go as quick as they normally do. They've kind of slowed the tempo down. Again, we're tied at 14 all, but they have the ones they've gotten behind. You've seen they've kind of beaten the press, and Leesville's eventually going to hit one of these, and they almost did. They dropped it. If you're DeRidder, Leesville's going to get the football first, and you've got to come out and you've got to get a 3-and-out and see what you can do to break this tie score.
So this this past season, I've seen what Coach Palmer have done with the Dragons and show resiliency, but I know what Coach Conzi is going to do, and he's going to get the Cats to.
Yeah, what has he said to y'all? You've probably had bad halves.
See, I can't say what I want to say.
Yeah, not exactly what he said, but like he's given it to y'all a couple of times, right? Like, because I got it before back in the day. We played back, and I've seen him over there. He can get pretty angry. Like he gets fired up.
Very.
And like I said, the penalties. I think that's where Leesville's got to stop.
Right.
But they convert the 4th and 16. But yeah, if you're DeRidder, after that first unsportsmanlike, you've kind of calmed your nerves a little bit.
Even with that first unsportsmanlike, they're still having these little.
Yeah, after the play, they're getting a little closer than you like.
I'm talking about the offside.
Oh yeah.
To the hard count. That's
pre-snap on defense you can't have. Like that's a free 5 yards, and you've seen it a couple times from the cornerbacks. You can't do that out there because that just shows you right there you're not going on reaction, you're going on anticipation, and you can't anticipate what those guys are going to do because you don't know. That's why, NFL guys will tell you cornerback's the hardest position to play in football because you have no idea what the guy across from you is doing, and you can't guess because if you guess, you end up looking like
you may look like a superstar, you may look like a fool.
Exactly, and if you look like a fool, you're usually the only guy standing here, and the other guy's behind you, and the band's playing the fight.
Your hands are just up like, what happened?
Exactly. So they have restarted the clock here. Again, halftime at Cecil Doyle Memorial Stadium. The Hooper Trophy on the line. Leesville with a 4-game win streak in this series. They've won 7 of the last 9. The series has gone uninterrupted 3 separate times. Again, some reasons. They obviously, 1945 to 1969. They didn't play in 1970. I don't know why. But I do know why the next 2 times were interrupted. They went from 71 to 2004 uninterrupted. Obviously, 2005 was Hurricane Rita. We had games get canceled. I think we missed a whole maybe 4 weeks, I think, of games that year, my sophomore year. And then 2006 to 2019, and then interrupted again because of the COVID pandemic in 2020. But we are back on. And since then, Leesville has won every one of them, looking to win their 5th in a row here in the series. But right now, the Dragons giving them all they can handle. Again, Leesville desperate for a win. The Dragons trying to keep position for that home playoff game. We will take a 60-second break, come back, and we will have second-half kickoff here in the battle for the Hooper Trophy, tied at 14 apiece on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
It's fall on the Bend, the perfect time to enjoy the great outdoors on Toledo Bend. Sabine River Authority invites you to head to Toledo Bend. Enjoy waterfront cabins at Cypress Bend Park or RVing at Pleasure Point and San Miguel Parks. There's plenty to do along Louisiana's largest waterway. Fish, boat, swim, and barbecue. Sabine River Authority, managing Louisiana's recreation destination. And this holiday season, plan a visit to Cypress Bend Park for festive holiday lights along the Bend. Sabine River Authority brings Toledo Bend to life.
Dale Peterson, pharmacist, and the staff at Rose Pine Family Pharmacy are proud supporters of the Road to the Championships. Rose Pine Family Pharmacy knows that the combination of academics and athletics help young people become well-adjusted citizens. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Call 337-462-0177. Serving the community since 1985, choose your hometown pharmacy to fill your prescription needs.
Dragons kick off to the Wampus Cats. This one fielded by one of the up men at the 20, and then a little hesitation move. Brakes get put on, and then up across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. One of the up men, I was trying to figure out who that was, but he had a nifty little stop move there.
That was number 33.
Elijah Harrington. Yeah, we saw him playing a little bit of receiver a couple of weeks ago when they were dropping like flies in that Benton game.
And Sean, I want to talk about how we seen a lot of schools have these brother combo or these family combos. We have another one. I just heard it. Number 5, Chris Mahina.
Oh, okay, yeah, because Jacob. That's right.
And it's also his second oldest brother.
Did you play with one of them?
I played with both.
Oh, okay. Trell Broom in the gun on first down. He's looking to take a shot. He'll throw this one over the middle and just out of the reach of Caden Kaye. He tried to catch it off the ground there. He had a touchdown a couple of weeks ago when they went up to Pineville, I believe, and then got to Benton, the Benton game, and saw him. He was in a boot as well, I think. It was either a boot or a brace on his hand, so he missed the next game. That's the thing. You start writing in the starters, and then next thing you know, you get there, and there's guys that look like they've been just getting out of the hospital. 2nd and 10. Wampus Cats going from right to left on your radio dial. A short carry here for about 3 up across the 35 to the 36. Yeah, I mean, you said it. The Heenig, we've got the Galashaws. They're still playing in college. One of my guys from DeRidder, actually into the Millsaps Hall of Fame, former pitcher Todd Kindler, said he was at the Millsaps game the other day and he heard the Galashaw name and it sent a chill through his spine. He was running all over. So, obviously the Fords you can go down the list.
Yeah, even when you're from DeRidder, you know that they've got all of those running backs.
Broom back to the air. This one catch made near midfield. That's Mike Davis Jr. He took a shot but held on. That was Aiden Scott that gave it to him right there at about the 47-yard line. But again, he hangs on to that one, and the chains move for the Wampus Cats.
Oh, how can I forget? I play me and my little brother. My little brother just.
How can you forget?
I just forgot. I just thought about it.
1st and 10. Hand off to Braxton, and Grant's going to be brought down. I think he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
That was Daniel Mazik and Amari Willis on that.
Mazik coming up from the safety spot there, sticking his nose in the pile.
And that's great.
How could you forget your brother? Me and my brother played together. Oh, yeah, him. That guy.
I tell you, Dragons fans, the thing that scares me about Leesville, I just don't want them to throw the ball.
Yeah, again, we said it. They're due for one of those deep shots. Hadn't been able to connect yet. Kaye to the near side, and they're looking that way. They'll throw one up to him, and a good job. They're going to throw the flag. I don't agree with that one. Javon Fairley's going to get penalized for, I think what they're going to get him for is reaching his hand on the hip and then getting position.
That's what he did.
And again, I think if that's on the other sideline, the officials don't see it, but that's what he did. Turned him with the hand and then got in there and knocked it away. So Caden Kaye, again, a little slow to get up there. But
and really and truly, that was fairly good defense.
Yeah, that gets...
Y'all got that fairly on the, on the penalty and fairly good
defense and a fairly close call.
Yeah.
Again, another penalty, and that'll move the chains. But, yeah, that's one of those, like, you get up and you look and you hope and pray it didn't get saw. But, again, referee right on it. So, 1st down moves it into Dragon territory. Broom in the gun. They'll go back to the ground, and nothing doing there as that Dragon front four, since those first couple of drives, they have been able to stifle that run game. That's what's made it kind of hard. Leesville got out of the gate pretty quickly, and then the Dragons settled down in 2nd and 8 here.
But, John, it's just hard to believe Leesville's 1-5. Yeah, and I know they played up all season.
Yeah, and like we said, I've been there for a few of them, and then I've watched the rest. And they're going to look to the air here, and they're going to throw it out to Jacob Bahena at the 30. He's got room, 20. And it'll be chopped down by Javon Fairley. That might have saved possibly a touchdown. And then we'll have a flag come in, and another. We're launching flags left and right, and that could be after the play. Javon with the tackle. I didn't really see nothing out of the ordinary.
He jawed at him after the nice hit.
Well, and that's what scares me with the Dragons. You can't afford to get in a mouth-off situation if it's against the Dragons, because then you're giving them more yards than you wanted to give them.
Yep, and they'll offset. So the second time we've seen that, I don't really know if either player was anticipating that. I think it was a pretty, a football kind of.
It was a good hit.
Yeah, and I think they might have just said something. Again, as long as they didn't get in each other's face, I think you just kind of let that go. But they offset, and it'll be 1st down, ball at the 16-yard line. They'll hand this one off to Grant Braxton. He's in the clear to 10-5. Touchdown, Wampus Cats. And he got the hole opened quickly and shot through. And Grant Braxton into the end zone for the second time, this time on the ground. And Leesville takes their opening drive of the second half into the end zone. 67-yard drive here. And they retake the lead. Zed Moore lining up for the extra point. Again, that hole opened up, and
that didn't take long.
Grant Braxton shot through there like a cannon. It's a good thing we're not at Leesville, because they would have shot the cannon and they were scared us all.
Yeah. Oh, and it's blocked.
That one is blocked, and there will not be a return. But if this was the NFL, we'd see him take that one all the way for a score. However, the extra point blocked. Leesville retakes the lead 20-14. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
Choctaw Pines Casino, your place Welcome to Cutter Sports Bar, where every play is a win and the food is unbeatable. Enjoy a quick bite from our new value menu or choose from one of our hometown favorite dishes. It's flavor you can bet on. And don't miss karaoke every Thursday night from 6 to 11 p.m. Cutter Sports Bar, an all-around slam dunk. Your place for fun. Must be 21.
Leesville takes the lead 20-14 after Grant Braxton gets into the end zone for the second time tonight. Again, he caught the touchdown pass on the 4th and goal from the 16.
Okay, Sean, I'm going to make a call here. We need a good return, Dragon fans.
Yes, sir.
A real good return.
My money is on Dave Mazik to take it.
It's Mazik and Merriweather back there. Jaden Cooper at the 30 near us here. And Castle Montgomery on the other side of the field on the 30. It'll be a little short kick, and it'll be fielded. But before we go, we've got another flag. That has been the story. That has been the story of the night. There have been laundry all over this field.
I guess they can't keep hold of it.
And that's hard to do on the kickoff.
I think Corey Celestine out there moving early. Coach Causey not going to like that. It'll back up the Wampus Cats kicking off again.
For the amount of penalties that Leesville has had tonight, I just know Monday practice is going to be a fun one for them.
Well, you know, you think about playoffs. If DeRidder made the playoffs without Rushford playing very much and he gets well, they're a whole different ball club. But you can't count chickens with a hat. So.
We'll re-kick it from the 35. This is going to take a wicked hop at the end and be fielded at the 25. And that's going to be Merriweather. He's stoned at the 40, trying to wrangle out of a tackle, and he's going to be stood up and dropped back. And he hit that hole with cruel intentions, but then he was stoned when he got to the 40. So decent field position for the Dragons on the return. And now they trail 20-14. And again, that extra point was blocked. That'll be something to monitor as the game progresses. If DeRidder's able to score here, they can retake the lead with an extra point.
Well, Sean, Derrick and I were talking last week about units kept running extra points. And golly, you know.
Yeah, that just tells you they probably don't have a kicker. Because they went for two every time.
Every time.
And obviously they went for the win at the end and nearly had it. So Michael Parmley in the gun. And looked like kind of a busted play. He'll just throw it away. I'm not sure what happened. Everybody moved but every offensive lineman.
He was the only one that didn't move.
Defensive lineman didn't move. And then they did. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Parmley just kind of let that one go into the water cooler over here. But the receivers kind of ran a route. The lineman stood up. Defensive lineman stood up.
I was thinking of whistle was moving.
I did too. I was looking for a flag, and then there was none. So now it's 2nd and 10. So kind of unfortunate for the Dragons is they just kind of had to waste a play there. Back to the ground they go, and Jaden Cooper, not a whole lot of running room there. He'll pick up a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9, trying to bounce it outside of the right tackle. And again, that wasted throwaway just kind of puts you in a bind here on 3rd down and long.
I really don't know who, what.
I'm not sure what happened.
Who can you blame?
The center, I guess, because he snapped it. But then again, if he doesn't snap it, it's a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I used to play center. Don't blame the center for anything.
Well, I think if the center didn't snap it, it's a penalty. So maybe instead of being 3rd and 9, it would have been 3rd and 14. So
Sean, I played center at 150 pounds.
I think our center my senior year was about 150.
Gosh.
But he couldn't move. I think he finished all state, too. 3rd and long, 8.5 minutes play here in the 3rd quarter. Leesville leads 20-14. Parmley in the gun. He's looking to throw. He's looking for Montgomery. Gets out of a sack. He'll throw this one. Nearly intercepted. That was a dangerous throw there as Darren Brown nearly made a sliding grab at midfield on the interception. But, again, pressure bear down on Michael Parmley, and he is able to get it out of there. But it was a near turnover, and the Dragons will bring on the punting unit.
And Parmley is a small kid, so that's great.
Yeah,
Parker's wearing to slip out of a tackle.
Yeah, because they kind of had him up by the collar. He's a smaller guy. They could have maybe threw him down with one arm there. Rushford back And the punt nearly blocked, but it's not a great punt, but he did well to get it off, and it's going to take a DeRidder bounce. It's going to be a short punt, but it'll go out. Looks like they'll mark it maybe at the 43-yard line of Leesville, but the issue there was it was nearly blocked, and I think Connor just had to get it off. With 8:21 to play, Leesville will take over in pretty good field position.
And I'll be honest with you, I would rather see Luis Rodriguez punt because he was our third punter, and he's also our kicker.
Yeah, and he did a pretty good job
He did
punting.
a really good job.
He had some good ones against Manny, and also not just that, you kind of the wear and tear off of Connor. If he gets ran into, they could get him in the ankle. So, yeah, just, again, we're not going to question the decision-making, but I think it would serve him well to kind of keep him as fresh as possible. And, again, he's not been much of a factor in this one because the ankle is still giving him problems. Wampus Cats play a first down, and Grant Braxton up near midfield. He'll be tackled at about the 48-yard line, a gain of 4.
And Dragon fans, we can't give up any more points without us scoring.
Yeah, this is a big drive, I think, defensively for DeRidder as well as offensively. If you're Leesville, you felt good about how you play defense. You go up 2 scores here as we're just close to halfway through the third quarter. You feel pretty good about it. They'll go back to the ground. Grant Braxton breaks through. He's at the 40, and it'll be a foot race. He breaks the tackle to 20, 15, 10, and Javon Fairley saves the touchdown for the moment as he hawks him down at the 5-yard line. Grant Braxton nearly busted off a big gainer into the end zone. But for now, the Wampus Cats are held out of there for the moment. He was looking for his third, and again, just a burst on the initial.
And that's what I just got through saying, Dragon fans, we didn't need to do that. That's a big play.
First and goal from the 3-yard line. Broom, he'll run the quarterback power, and he is lowering his shoulder pads. He's going to get a late push from the lineman. No signal yet.
And stop.
Yeah, I was going to say every white jersey's got their hands up, but the 2 guys that matter are the 2 line judges coming in, and they'll mark it. Looks like that one guy's in there. You see the nose of the football right at the goal line. Let's see what happens here on 2nd and goal. I've got a feeling it's probably just going to be a quarterback sneak. That's what I do.
He's in shot. So
yeah, Broom in the gun, and he'll take it himself. And this time he is in the end zone. So the half-yard quarterback sneak and trail Broom into the end zone for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. Leesville line up to go for 2 here as it's 26-14. That one in about a minute and 20 seconds.
That was too easy. But that was a big run, so that made it a whole lot easier.
Yeah, the big gainer from Grant Braxton. And he shot out of there like a cannon and got into the clear. Javon Fairley hawked him down, and that saved a touchdown for the moment. Kahenick motions across the formation. They'll look back this way. They'll swing it to Braxton, and he is level before he gets into the end zone. So the 2-point try is no good. That's a great tackle by Javon Fairley.
That's a fairly good shot.
Yeah, that was a little bit more than fairly good. He laid the wood there. However, Leesville takes a 26-14 lead, 7:02 to play here in the third quarter. You're listening to the West Central Sports Radio Network. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Barksdale Federal Credit Union cares about you and your finances. That's why we offer free tools, like free financial counseling, free access to your credit score with monitoring tools and goal settings, and a free money management tool so you can see all of your accounts in one place, even from other banks. Offering more for over 70 years at Barksdale Federal Credit Union. Barksdale Federal Credit Union, celebrating 70 years. Federally insured by NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Back here at Cecil Doyle Memorial Stadium, Leesville has scored touchdowns on both of their drives here in the second half. They take a 26-14 lead, 7:02 to play in the third quarter. Sean Larken, Mr. Mike Holt, Derrick Lee with you. And again, thank you for joining us here on this simulcast on 105.7 and 95.7. And did this 4 years ago, and it was a great game. We've got a good one here, but I think now DeRidder is in a must-score situation. Ted Moore puts this one down on the ground. It's a worm burner, and that one's going to be fielded by Mazik at the 20. He's up across the 25, and then he is met at the 28-yard line and driven back. That's pretty good kickoff coverage there.
And, Sean, I really don't know what the Dragons really need to do.
They need to score.
Yeah.
We know that for a fact. Because if they don't score here, it's going to get real dicey.
Because then they sure can't give up any more points.
No.
We just need a break. I'm not sure what the break should be.
Well, they need a big play, and that's all going to hinge on what they do here on first down. And Fairley is met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Dragons started at their own 29.
And again, we ran the ball. Dragon fans right up the middle. I tell you, for Brad to do what he's done with all of his running backs being hurt, I don't know how he's done what he's done.
Twins to the far side of the formation. Merriweather the furthest out, closest to the Leesville sideline. They're looking that way. They'll swing it out into the flats, and that one caught, but nothing doing there as Bryson Walker is wrapped up immediately over there. Julius Brown, I think, was in the vicinity.
And, Sean, those little plays are scary.
Yeah, those can either go for a big gain or you can get clocked and fumble, or it could be a backwards pass. But now it's 3rd down and 10. Dragons in a hole here. 5:46 to play in the third quarter. Twins to the near side. It's Walker in the slot, and Merriweather split out nearest to us. Fairley in the backfield. And you try to find Javon, get him out in space here. Dragons need a big play here on 3rd and 10. Clock continues to run. 5.5 minutes played in the third. Leesville showing blitz. Here they come. They'll hand it to Fairley. He's going to try to get outside. He makes a stiff arm move, and he'll get out of bounds and pick up half of it, but he needed more. And deep in their own territory, I don't know if the Dragons are going to go for it or not, but for the moment, the offense is still out there. And they will kick it away.
Can't afford to hold the ball and try to make a first down. Not 4th and 8, especially in your own end of the field.
Right now the ball sits at the 31. I believe that's Mike Davis back there at his own 40. Now he walks up to the 42. Low snap, and Rushford's got the fake on. Can he make a couple of guys miss? No. He's up near the original first down marker, but he is going to miss that one by about 8 yards. And DeRidder goes for it and comes up empty. Rushford made the first man miss, but he had a long ways to go. He got back to the original line of scrimmage, and
he just had too many yards.
Yeah, he needed about 7 more than he had.
Well, and plus he's about, 15 yards back?
Yep.
So he had to run the ball about 23 yards to make a first down, and that just didn't work. But if you don't try it, you don't know.
Leesville takes over, and they're going to have pretty good field position at DeRidder's.
The mark on the far side has about the 40.
Yeah, 40. And we'll see what the penalty is. Came in late, too. Sideline warning, I think. Looks like I saw the far referee throwing his hands out. And I think they've warned him once, so that means they'll back up.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. That helped.
Yeah, and I think it was a sideline warning because I saw him move his hands back. So, yeah, assistant coach got a little too in on the action. I didn't see him have pads on. So, Leesville did have pretty good field position. Now they'll back up a little bit further here after the unsportsmanlike penalty. Ball's at the Dragon 46. This is the best field position for either team today. Trell Broom and the offense looking to deliver the knockout blow here. He'll go back to the ground. Braxton gets out of a tackle, and nice job to finish that run. And the offensive lineman, that right guard over there, just put his man into the dirt. That's how you finish a block right there. Yep. Pancakes over on the right side of the offensive line, and a pickup of about 5 for Grant Braxton. This Leesville offense that's usually pass happy has been able to gain chunks on the ground. Here they go again. Braxton gets the first down up across the 35, and down he goes to about the 34-yard line.
And one thing about it, Sean, when they're running the ball like this, they're eating that clock up.
That is it, and you also just can't do anything about it if you're getting 4 or 5 yards.
So at 4:37 clock running here in the third quarter, our Dragons are behind 26-14.
First and 10. Braxton gets the football, and he's going to pick up about 3 or 4. Again, this is just a slow burn here if you're on defense. And this is just a product, I believe, of being out there for a while. Your offense is not really sustaining a drive here in the second half. And then the fake punt puts you even deeper in your own territory. So we're starting to see this offensive line of the Wampus Cats lean on this DeRidder defense a little bit and start to pick up 2, 3, 4 yards a pop. Here they go again, coming near side. Nice block there, and Braxton in the clear at the 20, 15, 10, and they'll swing him out of bounds just shy of the 5-yard line. And again, what a block by the left tackle and left guard. That's Slover and Garten. They walled their guys off, and Braxton just followed the hole, and inside the 5 he goes. But we've got a whistle and a flag back here, and that's a hold.
That makes a lot more sense why he got that much space outside.
Well, Dragons fans had a ball game a couple of weeks ago. I asked Derrick, what did we need to do? And he said, well, Mike, we definitely don't need to come out flat.
No,
and right now we're flat.
And the energy in the first half was great. And, after the touchdown and the second one, but out of the locker room here, it's been all Wampus Cats, and they dodge a bullet because we wondered how Grant was able to get so open there. And Lyman helped him out, tugging a little jersey. So a break for the moment for the Dragons at 2nd and 12. Room in the shotgun. They'll hand it off again. And Braxton stoned immediately. He'll get maybe a yard, and that'll set up a 3rd and long. Big play here for the Dragons as the clock continues to run. 3:36 to play in the third quarter. They're shooting all kind of noises off over there to my left. Is that the fire truck? That thing makes 15 different noises.
They only need 3.
So 3rd down and 11. I think they gave a yard. Now, Braxton, who has toted the load here, is finally going to be spelled. That's Javon Edwards coming in. He'll get his first little bit of run. You can tell that white jersey's pretty clean over there. He's ready to get in there. Could be a passing situation here. And they'll go to the ground. And a nice run there. Immediate burst from Edwards, but he's going to be stopped after about a gain of 4 to the 30-yard line. So that'll set up a 4th down. And we'll call it 7.
And this is really a big defensive play for the Dragons because really and truly, it's 4th and 7. The ball is at the Dragon 30, and we just need to hold them right now.
And what they don't need to do here is jump off sides.
Yeah.
Here we go. Big play for both sides. Dragons trying to get off the field. Leesville trying to keep this drive going. 4th and 7. Broom in the gun. He's looking to throw. He's looking left. He'll look right, and that one's going to be out of the hands of Caden Kaye. And here comes a flag in late. I don't know what that's going to be. The ball was uncatchable for 1.
I'm sure he had his hands on it, but that didn't have to be called.
No, that one's tough. I don't know what the call's going to be here, but if it's pass interference, that one, there may be an argument here.
Yeah.
I know Brad won't be happy with that call.
And they do call it on Camden Johnson, and, man, that's a tough one there because the ball was uncatchable. Kaye tried to high point it, but he was not going to catch that one if he was Randy Moss. And the 4th and 7, the penalty will extend the drive. Again, I'm neutral here, but that was a tough one if you're DeRidder. That's a bad call, especially with the way the game's been going here in the last 5 or so minutes.
Especially since it was a 4th down play.
Yeah, that just keeps the drive going, and now a 1st down. Braxton gets out of a tackle. He's still on his feet inside the 10, and just shy of the 5-yard line. He's going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down there on 1st and 10. That was a 9-yard carry, but again, that's another thing. You finally get Leesville in a long down distance. You go to the air, they're bailed out, and then you give up 9 on the 1st down carry. Instead, they'll mark it about 8. So 2nd down and 2, ball at the 7-yard line. Minute 50 seconds left here in the third quarter. It's been all Wampus Cats here out of the locker room. Broom on the keeper. He's inside the 5, still on his feet, dragging defenders. Reaches the ball over the pylon into the end zone for the touchdown. Trell Broom, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the evening. And Leesville adds on. It is now 32-14.
Well, Derrick, this reminds me of us coming out in...
What did y'all say? It's almost like the Jennings game.
Scored 30 points. I mean, how do you score 30 points in a quarter?
It looks like we may have some extra curricular after the play. They do call it a touchdown, but Maybe they were just trying to get together, but it looked like Broome got over. Maybe that's all it was. I don't understand why one of the line judges called first down or touchdown, and the other guys got together. He had the best look at it, so it'll be a touchdown, 32-14, extra point pending here for Sedmore and the Wampus Cats. Snap is down, hold is good, and the kick is through. 1:42 to play here in quarter number 3. It's been all Wampus Cats since the start of the second half. They now lead DeRidder 33-14. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine them in auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent David Heyman is your go-to agent in Leesville for service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent David Heyman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 337-239-9999 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to underwriting requirements.
Back here at Cecil Doyle Memorial Stadium, where at the break we were tied 14-all. Leesville has scored on their 3 offensive drives here in the second half. They now lead 33-14, a 19-point advantage. Dragons about to get the ball for the 3rd time here in the second half. They've got to get something going. They've punted, and then they turned it over on downs, trying to fake a punt from 4th and 8 inside their own territory. And again, we're entering must-score territory here on this drive.
We did say that Leesville was desperate for a win, and they showed it. They showed that they're leaving everything out on the field tonight.
Yeah, and look, we'll talk about it as a little bit more as the night progresses, but they've looked more physical. Running the football. That's not something, and look, not saying Leesville's finesse by no means because they've been able to run it, but as again, they're kicking off pretty deep into DeRidder territory. That one nearly hits the school. There must have been something after the play, and it moved the ball into DeRidder territory.
It wasn't sportsmanlike.
Yeah, Cedric Moore just launched it, and he nearly hit the gym over there. That's the ones where you just kick it out of the back of the end zone.
Hopefully, you don't hit a window.
Yeah, I parked far, but it got dicey right there because
I parked over today.
Yeah, I'm way in the front. I always park. Baseball's the same way. If you ever do a baseball game or softball game with me, if you ever need to meet me at my vehicle, I'm parked probably at the other school. Because I have seen too many baseballs and softballs shattering windows of people that want to get right by the stadium so they can get out quick. No.
And you don't do that. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'll park at the junior high. Like if DeRidder's playing a baseball game, I'll park at KR Hanchy. 1st and 10 for the Dragons. They need it here. They'll start from their own 20. Merriweather in motion. They'll pitch it to him. He's got to get some blockers. Makes one man miss and another. He's weaving in and out of tacklers, and a nice gain here on first down. Picked up about 8 there as looks like they'll mark him maybe at about the 27.
And that's a good top pass by Farley.
Second one of the night, and it's gone for plus yardage both times. You're going to have to start kind of going up tempo here with 1:23 left in the third. You're down 19, so a 3-score game. But you need to kind of put the foot on the gas pedal. Jaden Cooper in the backfield.
Well, you're running the ball somewhere except up the middle.
And before we can run it up the middle, we'll have some pre-snap motion here. Looks like Montgomery might have been the guilty party.
Oh.
And never mind.
And it was.
I didn't think it was encroachment, but that's okay.
Actually, no, it was actually on the corner. He was actually on the far side.
Oh, so he was trying to get a little bit closer.
He got a little too close.
Now, is this the Dragons' first down in the second half?
Oh, yes. They've been 3 and out and then a punt. Also, big news out of college football, something developing out there at Coral Gables. We will talk about it after this play. They'll hand it off to Cooper. He's weaving in and out of bodies. He'll pick up about 3, get it up to the 35. But out in Coral Gables, the Louisville Cardinals up on the Hurricanes, 24-13 with 11 minutes left in the fourth. That is the number 2 ranked Miami Hurricanes. So a shakeup at the top of the polls could be taking shape here.
Our pick's going to be bad this weekend.
I don't know if we picked the Louisville guy. I left it off, but I'll tell you, I've already started off 1-0 again as the Cincinnati Bengals took care of business last night in the Geriatric Bowl with Flacco and Rodgers. They called it the Icy Hot Bowl last night.
That's a good ball game.
That was a fun game. Both those guys slinging it all around. Leesville showing some pressure. Cooper gets out of a tackle, nearly loses the football. He spins out of one, and he'll get out of bounds. Nice extra effort. He'll have the first down, I believe, if they mark it where the side judge is putting it. Actually, he's going to mark it back. So he must have stepped out just before he made that second burst. But the ball's at the 40, and it's 3rd down and 3.
You know, when they make a tackle and they sling them, that's not a very good tackle.
No, especially if you don't know the sideline's there. 3rd down and 3, they'll hand it off up the middle, and that's not going to do it. That's about a yard and 23 seconds and counting. Dragons are probably forced to go for it here on 4th and about 2. We'll see if they get it in before the quarter. You would think if you're Coach Parmley, you may want to steal a play. I don't think you will.
They will.
Yep, I think they're going to wind it on down. And
it looks like they will.
Yep. Yeah, see, now they're getting set, and the horn sounds, and that ends quarter number 3. Michael was trying to get a play in there. All right, 12 minutes left. We move to quarter number 4. Wampus Cats lead DeRidder 33-14. Big 4th down coming up for the Dragons. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
Gotta love that chicken from Popeyes. No one makes that crispy New Orleans-style chicken and fresh, fluffy biscuits like Popeyes. You don't need a special occasion to enjoy the great New Orleans taste of Popeyes chicken. Or maybe it's seafood you're craving. It's great anytime for any meal. Gotta love that chicken and seafood from Popeyes. Popeyes, located in Leesville and Oakdale. Now open till 11.
Some call it overplanning. At Shawson Gas, we call it foresight. Be prepared for the next power outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Generac, it's not just a generator, it's a power move. Be prepared this hurricane season and call Shawson Gas at 337-239-2719 to get in line for your new Generac home standby generator. Financing available. Shawson Gas, located at 1107 South 5th Street in Leesville. Ask about their monitoring services for generators and propane tanks.
The Dragons convert the 4th and 2. Very sorry for the technical difficulties there. I'm not sure if they were on the KROK end, but Dragons do convert the 4th down, and then they tried a shot play there to Merriweather, just out of reach. He had a step on the defenders, but the Dragons do convert the 4th down, and now 2nd and 10.
I'm loving the performance that Michael Palmer is showing, the arm talent, and just be able to launch the ball down. We haven't seen that all year.
No, that first game he was letting it eat a little bit, but again, they've had the injuries pile up. They've kind of reined it in on offense. Now twins to the near side here. Merriweather in the slot. They'll run the option. Parmley hit immediately. He'll pitch it to Cooper, but that was sniffed out perfectly by Leesville. That'll be about a loss of 5. Again, Parmley felt some pressure immediately off the edge. He gets popped. And the wherewithal to get it out quickly to Jaden Cooper, and Cooper just had no chance there.
But the only problem when you throw the ball about 30 yards down the field, it's incomplete. Then it brings us up 2nd down and 10, and you're in a bind.
And now, again, a loss of 5 indeed. So 3rd and 15. I'm sure the pass will be on here. We'll see. 2 receivers in the formation. Merriweather coming in motion. Don't think he realized he was coming in motion. They'll fake it to him. Looking to throw. Parmley takes a shot, and that's going to be bodies everywhere, hitting the deck out here at the 30. I think Montgomery, this is actually one that shouldn't be called because their feet got tangled up. However, DeRidder's going to get that makeup call from a couple of drives ago as the flags fly, and then the defensive backs on the back end.
It was kind of funny because they looked, it was in motion, in sync.
Yeah. Castle Montgomery hits the deck, and then Jalen James and Jalen Tucker just kind of fell down at the same time. You see those NBA videos on Twitter where they're all in sync, clapping on the bench. That's exactly what it looked like. They both fall down, but they'll mark that penalty yardage off. And again, that's probably an instance where it's not PI because the feet get tangled. But you think about that drive by Leesville just a minute ago, they get bailed out on a PI. So I think it's a makeup call there, and rightfully so. The Dragons will keep the drive going.
But we'll take a first down, Dragon fans, any way we can get it right now.
I'm saying you're down 33-14 with 10:45 to play. You got to start picking them up in bunches.
You're down 19 points.
Yeah, 3-score game, and you need it in chunks, and you need it quickly. So a 1st and 10 after the PI. Farmley in the gun.
We've shown blitz.
And nice pickup there. They'll throw it deep. He's got Montgomery down there, but again, the route's not where it needs to be. He's kind of
throwing it.
Yeah, instead of
put around the money.
Yeah, Farmley's throwing it to a spot, and Montgomery's just kind of going over the middle of the field when he's got all kind of room. There's no safety over the top either, so it's just man-to-man.
And he was open. He just couldn't get it to him. That's just a long way, especially with all the pressure Leesville. They
sent the pressure, but they did a really good job of picking it up. Farmley had a clean pocket to throw in. 2nd and 10, they got him to jump.
Yeah.
I get a lot of white jerseys.
Yeah, I was going to say, they are crowding that line of scrimmage or getting ready to go. Again, when you're up 19, you know kind of what the offense has to do. But this time, they went a little too early, and the ball moves up to the 40 of Leesville and a free 5 for the Dragons.
I'm loving that Cole Cook. He's trying to anticipate that snap count and get that back there as quick as possible.
Yeah, if he gets back there, it's going to be danger. High snap. Cooper bounces outside. He's at the 30, stiff arms the defender, still on his feet at the 20, and a nice run by Jade Cooper. Probably his best of the night other than that touchdown run. But he is into the red zone for the Dragons. They'll mark him at the 19-yard line. First down, DeRidder, and on the move they go with 10.5 to play.
And thank goodness they're giving the defense of the Dragons a break.
That's the important thing. Got to punch it in here. Low snap. Parmley fields it on a hop. He'll throw to Montgomery. He's got to step on the defender, and that's great defense by the freshman Jalen James there. Is a good throw by Michael Parmley. And Montgomery nearly hauled it in, but he was bothered there by the freshman Jalen James, who we saw get some action a couple of weeks ago at receiver. Now, last week again against Iowa, playing some corner, did a pretty good job there, saved the touchdown for the moment. Back set come the Dragons here on 2nd and 10. They'll go back to the ground. Cooper bounces it outside behind his right guard, spin move down to the 15, and then he's chopped down there. So he'll pick up half of it. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Dragons. 10 minutes and counting left here in quarter number 4. Dragons trail Leesville 33-14. Yeah, they've not been able to hit on one of those throws yet, but there's been some space. They'll hand it to the up man here, and a couple of yards, about 3.
Run off left guard.
So another 4th and 2. Dragons have already converted 1.
And Dragon fans, it looks like we've been in 4th down and 2 all night.
Again, converted the 1 just moments ago. Trips to the far side. Jaden Cooper split out to the left, and now he'll go in motion.
Good pickup.
He'll throw it over the middle, and that was just out of the reach of Mason Havens. He was wide open. Great play call, but Parmley a little too much on the throw. Mason in the end zone.
He was wide open.
Yeah, that was a great play call because everyone went with the motion for Cooper, and just out of the reach of Mason Havens on 4th and 2. Turnover on downs, and Leesville takes over with 9:12 to play in the ball game.
Dragon fans, he was so wide open, I could have caught the ball. He just overthrew it just a little bit. Man, that was close.
So Leesville takes over at their own 13, looking to salt this one away, and they'll go back to the ground. Grant Braxton, 3-yard pickup there. But, yeah, that touchdown there would have made things interesting. Again, Havens wide open on the little middle post route. They showed the motion to the sideline, and all the eyes went to the back. Jaden Cooper on the motion, and Havens wide open, but just overthrew him by a couple of feet. Broom taking the shot here. He's got Davis down there, and pretty good coverage. Incomplete. A little extra celebration there from Johnson. He probably celebrated the fact that they didn't throw the flag on him this time because he had pretty good coverage there. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
One of the few times that
First he got up looking for the flag, and then when he saw it, he was clear to make the celebration. So again, after DeRidder did turn it over on downs, just about a minute has ran off this clock, almost, not even a minute.
And then, Sean, we've seen several times 3rd down and 7, and they've converted first down.
Here it is, another 3rd and 7. Broom looking to throw. He's got Pahinik wide open over the middle. He's at the 40, and he'll be caught from behind as he crosses midfield. Again, tight end H-back Jacob Pahinik picks up a big catch and run into Dragon territory. That was him getting behind the defense, and it's Pahinik that's come up big.
And when the Dragons needed to pick up the first down, Sean, and Derrick, we haven't been able to pick it up, and when they needed to pick it up, they picked it up.
And Grant Braxton, a first down carry, he'll get stopped just shy of the Dragons 35, and they'll throw him backwards. Yeah, again, that's the play that Leesville makes there. He had chances on the other side just a minute ago, and just a little bit overthrown would have been a touchdown for DeRidder. Now the ball sits at the Dragon 46-yard line. 8:05 and counting here in the ball game. Leesville trying to make it 5 in a row here in the series. And they are content with just letting this clock bleed on out. Play clock at 20, so they've got plenty of time. Game clock at 7:50 and counting. Broom in the gun. Braxton to his right. Pahinik in the H-back position. Kaye split out near us. In the slot is Julius Brown and Mike Davis out wide. They may try it for the kill shot here. There they go. Davis has got a step. Far sideline. He makes the catch, but he drops it in. A flag. Johnson over there got a hand in. He's pretty frustrated as looks like he got a hand in there late to knock it away because Mike Davis made the catch. So it'll be interesting to see what this penalty is. Again, I thought that was pretty good coverage out there. I mean,
well, Sean, are you surprised they're throwing the ball?
No,
Not really.
I mean, sort of, considering they've had success running. But to be fair, they're getting one-on-one out there. You take the kill shot.
Beat down.
Yeah, and interference is the call. But like we said, if that's hit, it's a touchdown, and then the game's really over. But you've been able to lull them asleep, running the ball. You take a shot, it doesn't work, and now you've got a first down. You probably go back to the ground here. So into Dragon territory it goes, and it'll be Broom on the read option, and he'll be stopped right as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I think for the time the play was called, I think it was a good call. But, yeah, they're not just going to line up 5 wide, probably throw it the rest of the game. But
no.
As you see, they've gone back down to the ground as 7:10 remains on the clock. Leesville with the football and a 19-point lead, looking to put the finishing touches on this one.
If I'm Coach Carsey, I'm taking the play clock at least down to at least 2 seconds on every play.
Yeah, I think that's the only issue here is Broom hands it off. Braxton in the clear, breaks a tackle, and another. He's at the 10, the 5. Into the end zone he goes for the touchdown. He took out a massive chunk of grass there at about the 2-yard line as Caden Kaye will fix his divot, and into the end zone goes Grant Braxton. And Leesville, that one might be the cherry on top, as Grant Braxton has put on a show.
He's not a very big kid, is he?
He's not, but he can hit the hole quick, and again, the ability to break tackles.
Got lots of speed.
Sedmore lining up for an extra point here. See if he gets the snap in the hold, and that's the second time that the Dragons have gotten back there and got a hand on it. So the extra point is blocked. However, Leesville adds on. Grant Braxton, another touchdown run. It's 39-14. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
This is State Representative Charles Owen. I'd like to wish the players, coaches, and managers of the Leesville High School Wampus Cats every success in this 2025 football season. I know you've worked very hard in the offseason, and I know your hard work and dedication are about to pay off for you in this new year. Your effort will make your community, your family, and your classmates at LHS proud of you, and you will earn everything that you get on that playing field. Thank you for your efforts. Go Cats.
The Vernon Parish Community Health Center, located at 298 Nolan Trace Parkway in Leesville, strives to provide comprehensive health care for everyone, offering medical and mental health services along with an on-site pharmacy. To schedule an appointment or for more information, contact them at 337-392-0110 or visit them on the web at www.icchc.org. With the Vernon Parish Community Health Center, located here in Leesville, you're never far from quality hometown care.
Back here at Cecil Memorial Stadium, Wampus Cats kicking back off to the Dragons, leading now 39-14. This game was tied at 14 at the break. And Mazik got a return on it. He slips out of a tackle, trying to reverse field. He's got the corner. He's at the 30, stiff arms to the 40, and lowers his shoulder and finishes the run. And
he ran over one Wampus Cat.
And a late flag comes in. So after the play, a little extracurricular, but a nice return by Daniel Mazik. Again, reverse field all the way from the near sideline, or from the far sideline to the near. Got the corner. And depending on how this goes, unsportsmanlike conduct on Leesville. So add on 15 to the good return, and DeRidder will have good field position here.
You know, and Sean, DeRidder's lucky that we've gotten all of these penalties, big penalties against Leesville, but we just haven't been able to take advantage of them.
Just drive is stalling left and right, and when you can't produce points.
Yeah, this is how the drives have gone in the second half. They've gone punt, fake punt, turnover on downs on 4th and 8, and then a 4th and 2 conversion, and then a 4th and 2 turnover on downs on the incompletion. So, DeRidder on the Leesville 40, best field position by far of the night, about halfway home here in the fourth quarter. Parmley looking to the air, and he'll throw the flat route, and it's caught over there on the far sideline. Merriweather makes the catch. Just a little stick route over there to the sidelines, and it'll be about 2nd and 7.
Merriweather looks like he's lifting him.
Yeah, it didn't look like he
didn't pop right back.
Yeah, he didn't get out of there quick. He also didn't run the route very quick. I think he's kind of favoring that ankle before he ran the play. Now they'll go onto the ground, and Javon Fairley with a nice burst. He'll pick up a good chunk of it there.
He did run into a stone wall.
Yeah, on that return a couple of series ago, too. So, yeah, he's probably still feeling the effects of that one. Louisville has the football, leading by 3, 24-21 over Miami. So that one going to come down to the wire. The Canes, who we talked about, could be one of the best teams in the country, can't lose at home to Louisville.
Yeah,
hand it off to Javon Fairley. He's inside the 25. He's still on his feet, and he'll get just shy of the 20 to the 21. Yeah, nice run there, but it might be a little too late. I mean, you got to put on the point of emphasis, trailing by 25.
And I've noticed that from a lot of teams around here that they're
yeah, I think that's just in general. Like, you don't really line up in a 2-minute, really. They'll throw the tunnel screen out to Montgomery, and they'll pick up about 3 or 4. But you're right. Like, you'll watch a game, and you know, it's in the NFL and college. It's like, okay, let's go. You'll run tempo, and you have – I think just a lot of teams just don't have packages for a 4-minute offense or a 2-minute offense. Like, we ran it in high school a little bit, but I think you just kind of – yeah, your tempo is getting in and out of the huddle quickly at this level here. Barely trying to make something happen. He'll have a couple of stiff arms, going to reverse field, and still up. Gets out of 3 more guys. This is the most electric 5, 6, 7-yard loss I've ever seen. And he goes down, but my goodness, you can put that one on the huddle film and just block out the down and distance. Javon was making it happen out there. Instead, he's going to lose about 7, but he got out of probably 4 tackles. He was dead to right.
It was like 2nd and 20, and he got back to the 6.
It's like playing pinball. Y'all probably don't remember that either.
Oh, I played pinball.
I love pinball.
They had the computer game, too, on like the Windows 95. Parmley's going to the air. He's got Merriweather down there, and that one is going to be intercepted in the end zone, and I believe that's going to be James. He's up across the 30. He's looking to take it all the way. He'll be tackled at the 45, and that is the freshman Jalen James. High-pointed the football and took it away from Merriweather.
And you can see Parmley is just frustrated.
And, again, it's just been that kind of a second half for the Dragons as the interception in the end zone is returned all the way to the 45. And the freshman Jalen James making an impact. Again, from what I've seen out of him, he's going to be a good player Leesville's got quite a few freshmen and sophomores that have made impacts in this season, and some of that not by design.
And following that interception, it looks like some of the DeRidder fans are starting to enter the exits and trying to beat the traffic. I don't blame them, but anything can happen within 4 minutes.
No,
Leesville has the football, and they'll go to the ground with Braxton, and Grant gets about a yard or two before he is brought down. Yeah, that one might have been the final nail in the coffin here. It's 4 minutes to go, and look, it's barring a miracle short of Paul on the road to Damascus here, we're going to have Leesville win this game, and this not just the fifth straight in the series. More importantly for them, though, we said it on Tuesday, their second win of the season. They had 4 left before tonight, and they had to win them all. Second down and 8, they're just kind of...
Dragon fans, I hate to tell these two men sitting in the press box with me, if Dandy Don would have done, he would have already been singing that it was over. It's been over with probably about 4 minutes into the second half. Because our Dragons just haven't scored.
Yeah, you look at the way the playoffs are shaping up right now, and what's crazy is these teams in this history, in the rivalry's history, they've played 3 times in the playoffs.
Camden Johnson coming off.
Yeah, and that's Camden Johnson. He's had an adventure in a game. He's just trying to get to that sideline over there. Somebody needs to help him out. He's limping out. He'll just hit the deck over here, so hopefully he's okay. He might be cramping up. It's still pretty hot out here, too. That's another thing. Getting close to the halfway point of October, and it should be feeling in the 50s now. Braxton on 3rd and short, he'll push the pile, and he'll have the first down by about a half a yard before he is thrown backwards. But you start to take, we don't really look at the playoff ratings and all that until about now, right? Because you got 3 games left after this. You can really kind of start to have an idea. We said it on Tuesday. Leesville's got to win out, and it starts tonight. And if you're DeRidder, you're going to have games where this one here, and then you're going to have Washington, Marion, LaGrange, and Iowa left on your schedule. 6-4 is a lot better. You feel a lot better about 6-4 than you do 5-5, especially when you were sitting 14th. And that was according to GoPreps just today. So if I'm wrong there, blame them. Braxton into the clear. He's at the 30, the 20. It's a foot race. He'll be dragged down just shy of the 10. Another big game for Grant Braxton. He has had himself one heck of a night, and he is looking to cap it off with maybe one more with 2 minutes left. You may see Leesville sit on it here, but again, DeRidder's going to drop to 3-4 with 3 games left after this. Leesville's going to move to 2-5. Leesville, again, this is the team that made it to the semifinals last year. They didn't get off to the start they wanted. The schedule was tough. Coach Causey always schedules the non-district. I mean, he gets you guys ready. If you're DeRidder, this is going to be the first time you lose at home all year. You'd actually been 3-0 at home and 0-3 on the road, as Broom's just going to keep this one on the read option and be brought back for a loss. 150 to play. So if you're DeRidder, you've got to regroup, because now you're going to be fighting to just get to that 5-5 spot to try to get into the playoffs and host a home game. You want to host in the playoffs. They're pretty much in the playoff mix. As now a late flag comes sailing in here from the side judge. We just need to get this game over with. They just throwing flags everywhere. We've got a timeout on the field with 1:24 to play. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
Weaver Motors, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership, 603 South Margaret Avenue in Kirbyville, Texas, is the dealership for you. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, they're only a short, scenic drive across the Sabine River from West Central Louisiana. A great sales team working to provide you a great price followed by great service. That's Weaver Motors, Kirbyville, serving the area since 1974. Call them at 409-423-4623. That's 409-423-4623. Worth the drive.
1:24 to play here in the ball game. Leesville with the football in a 39-14 lead here in Cecil Doyle Memorial Stadium. Sean Larken, Derrick Lee, and Mr. Mike Iles with you. It has been a blast doing this simulcast here on both of our stations. And thanks to Mike Holt and Roger Boland back in the studio for working with us, getting this thing off the ground. And it has been the Wampus Cats all second half. As we went into the locker room tied at 14, they have come out and scored 25 unanswered. and they now have the football, and they're going to run everybody's favorite formation and everybody's favorite play out of that formation, you assume here.
I hope it's a spike so we can get the ball back.
You think they're going to spike? That's going to keep us here longer. We don't want that. It's time to go. LSU plays an early game tomorrow.
Oh, what is it, 9 a.m.?
11.
Yeah, 11
The game day's going to start at 8, so you gotta lock in for game day. Again, it should be a fun slate of college football and some pretty good NFL games this week as well. Again, we'll be able to recap this game here tonight and the rest of the games in the area and college, NFL, all on Tuesday night on the Gridiron Gumbo Show. And Tuesday night at 6 o'clock every week. As the clock's going to wind now, starting with 1:20. Broom in the gun. And they're going to hand it off here. Braxton breaks out of a tackle. He's at the 20, the 15, spins out of it. They must have had a penalty on the unsportsmanlike. Must have been on Leesville. It wasn't offsetting, so that brought them back as he had already taken it inside the 10.
It was, I believe it was something before the time, like during the timeout.
Yeah, I think Kaye was over here. He's the nearest receiver to us. The nearest line judge threw it over here. So 45 seconds left. This one all but over. Leesville is going to win their second game of the year, get to 2-5. And again, we said it, they've got to win out if they want to get back into the playoffs for the 10th straight year. DeRidder will drop to 3-4. They're going to lose their first home game of the season. They were 0-3 on the road and 3-0 at home. And Broom now takes the snap and just goes to a knee. And
now, Sean, explain this to me. Now, I know I ain't been out of school that long, and I know a lot about football.
Well, I've been out longer than you have.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, but if I'm not mistaken, isn't the kneel supposed to be taken under center?
I don't think so. I think if you establish that that's what you're doing, because if you think about it, when you spike the football, shouldn't it be grounding?
Well, no, it's technically because it's under center. So that's why I say.
But, that's...
I've never really seen a kneel taken out the shotgun. It was just something new I'd never seen before.
You don't really see it in college or the NFL, really. So, yeah. We'll look into it, but I think if you establish, hey, we're taking a knee, they can't, they don't barrel you over. And that is the final whistle as the two teams line up. And good, after all those unsportsmanlike conducts, and we've lined up to shake hands here at midfield. And the Wampus Cats win this one 39-14. Their fifth in the Hooper Trophy Series. Again, last loss back in 2019. So they continue to roll here in this rivalry, and they win their second game of the year. DeRidder drops to 3-4. And again, both of these teams looking ahead to next week. The Wampus Cats head to Washington Marion next Friday. As for the Dragons, you fellas will be in LaGrange taking on the Gators for another district matchup. Leesville wins their first district game tonight. DeRidder drops their first one, both 1-1. But again, Leesville wins this one tonight here at Cecil Dole Memorial Stadium, 39-14. Fellas, it was an absolute pleasure to get together and do this with y'all. I thought about doing it all summer. Obviously, the team wasn't assembled this way in the summer when I looked at it, but then we added Derrick, and it could have been better because you played on one side, Mr. Iles played on the other. I'm sandwiched in between both of it. And, again, what was started out as a really good first half ended up being all Wampus Cats, as now they head over to grab that trophy over there on the far sideline that's staying with them again. But, again, I really enjoyed getting to do this with you guys.
It was fun.
It was great.
It was all, score wasn't okay, but the camaraderie and the good time together, that was very, very good.
Good times were had indeed as the Dragons go to their fans and sing the alma mater. Leesville celebrating, doing the same on their sideline. Again, 39-14. Leesville wins their fifth straight in the series. They win their second game of the year. DeRidder drops to 3-4. For Mr. Mike Iles, for Derrick Lee, I'm Sean Larken. Back in studio, Mike Holt, Roger Boland. Thank you guys so much. We will see you all Tuesday night for the Gridiron Gumbo Show, 6 o'clock on Today's Country 105.7. But for here tonight at Cecil Dole Memorial Stadium, we sign off. Have a great weekend. This has been the Battle for the Hooper Trophy on the West Central Sports Radio Network.
Hello, I'm Jacob McKee, owner of McKee Agency, and we're here to kick off the football season with peace of mind. At McKee Agency, we know the game isn't just about touchdowns. It's about protecting your team, too. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we've got the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Our expert agents are here to help you tackle any challenge so you can focus on cheering for your favorite team. Score big with McKee Agency, your choice for insurance. Call us today and get a free quote, 337-238-2832. Because every play counts, and so does every policy. McKee Agency, where protection is our game plan.
Are you looking for the perfect mix for seafood, burgers, and everything in between? Look no further than the Catfish Hut in DeRidder. Open Tuesday through Saturday, serving up freshly cooked fish, shrimp, and oysters that will make your mouth water. You can dive into the fresh salad bar that is prepared daily, or you can check out some of their daily lunch specials every weekday. Planning a celebration? Catfish Hut has a large party room that is perfect for birthdays, reunions, meetings, and so much more. Swing by and grab a bite to eat and eat Tuesday through Saturday. That's Catfish Hut in DeRidder, where great food and good times await.
Healthcare is so important. That's why choosing the right pharmacy is just as important as seeing the right doctor. You want someone who treats you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way Pharmacy right here in Leesville is just that place. Thrifty Way Pharmacy is locally owned and operated by a caring and knowledgeable staff that will treat you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way cares for our community. Come home. Come to Thrifty Way Pharmacy. Thrifty Way Health Mart, caring for you and about you. Thrifty Way, your hometown choice.
Answer the call. Become an EMT in 12 weeks. Acadian Ambulance and the National EMS Academy are looking for dedicated people just like you to join their upcoming EMT class. With convenient hybrid training, you can become a certified medic and start saving lives. EMT positions are open right here in central Louisiana and across our 4-state service area. This isn't just a job, it's a calling. Seats are limited, so don't wait. Visit becomeamedic.com to get started. That's becomeamedic.com.
Buying, selling, or refinancing your home? Let the Rethink Title Company work for you. Have a commercial real estate transaction? We can do that too. With over 35 years experience as a full-service real estate title company, we strive to provide personal attention and efficient results throughout the entire settlement process, giving you peace of mind. Give us a call at 337-404-4060 or stop by our office at 116 East Lula Street in Leesville. The team at Rethink Title are proud supporters of our area students and athletes and wish the best of luck on their future endeavors.
I just opened my student checking account at Barksdale Federal Credit Union, and it was so easy. No minimum deposit, free debit card with reward points, and they waived my monthly fee for just showing my proof of enrollment. Even my younger siblings can open one with a parent. If you're a student, you've got to check this out. Score more perks. Open your student checking at Barksdale Federal Credit Union today. Check them out at bfcu.org.
Must be under the age of 25 and enrolled in school. Minors must have a joint parent or guardian on the account. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you're looking for real Hickory Smoked Pit Barbecue, look no further than the Hickory Smokehouse. We're talking brisket, ribs, chicken, and sausage. The Hickory Smokehouse is barbecue done right. Hungry? From lunch to dinner, dining in, or getting it to go, the Hickory Smokehouse has you covered. From mouth-watering barbecue to other delicious menu items like fried catfish, shrimp, barbecue stuffed baked potatoes, po' boys, sandwiches, salads, and the best chicken and sausage gumbo in town. The Hickory Smokehouse, the best real hickory smoked pit barbecue in West Central Louisiana.
This football season, don't fumble your chance. We've got unbeatable deals at Benoit Motors. We're your one-stop touchdown spot for Nissan, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Chevrolet, and GMC, and so much more. Whether you're calling the plays with a rugged Ram, driving a Nissan that's ready to blitz, or cruising in a Chevy or Ford built to dominate the road, we've got the lineup that scores every time. No interceptions here, just game-winning prices and customer service that makes you want to cheer. BuyBenoit.com. Huddle up and head over to Benoit Motors today.
With Champion Homes Leesville, you'll always be on the winning team. Champion offers high-quality HUD-manufactured homes at less than half the average price of new site-built homes. No need to wait either. Very efficient off-site construction techniques help you get your new Champion home faster than ever. Visit championhomes.com to search through their signature models like Bourbon, Creole, Pelican, and the Orleans. These are just a few of their top models. Then select Request Info to be connected to one of their many statewide retailers near you. Champion Homes, building up Louisiana one home at a time.
Sports is all about team building. Winning's the goal, but the real learning experience is becoming a team member. And each young athlete is part of the team. From front desk reception to hygienist and orthodontist to family practice dentistry, their team salutes our young athletes on their teams. All sports, all teams, go team. West Louisiana Dental, 103 Bellevue in Leesville.
This is District 30 State Senator Mike Reese, and I'd like to wish our area teams the best of luck as they strive to bring home a state championship. I would like to congratulate all of our student athletes for their excellence on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. I'm a proud supporter of all of our area teams, bands, cheerleaders, and dance lines. Best of luck to all of our area teams from your District 30 State Senator Mike Reese.